Didn't you threaten to piss yourself to get warm?
I was actually this close away from pissing myself. And I think we had 20 kilometers left where I was really feeling faint. I was like, let's just do it.
I thought you meant let's just piss yourself.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Days podcast.
Were we recording?
Yeah, we've been recording the whole time. I was like, can you guys stop talking for a second?
Oh, I thought we were just chatting shit. We haven't done the audio test yet.
We did while you were talking about air conduction. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome back to another episode. I'm your host Joey. I'm with the boys as per usual, and Chris is back.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Yeah.
How you doing? It's your boy Chris. Wait, which camera am I looking at? Because last time I looked at the wrong camera for the entire 2 hours. And every time I did like a funny sentence, I was like, and I was
is that why you looked that way?
Yeah.
No, that's the middle
yeah.
one. So we don't really look into the middle.
What a dickhead.
We look into this one.
He was landing jokes like a stage performer, just like off to the side.
We actually had to remove the laugh track that was there live.
Anyway, it's been what, 8-9 months maybe?
A long time.
Yeah, it has been 9 months.
It's been a long time. You've had a busy
You had a
8-9
baby
months.
I've
had a baby.
the whole 9 months. That's why you left.
So yeah, Felix did. My greatest achievement this morning, I nearly like drowned on the way here. I was in a taxi with Bakari Sweat, and the driver was like, and I was like, like every mouthful I just
Deep throating the Bakari bottle.
it's like waterboarding myself on wheels. By the way,
I fucking hate that.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm good. Albeit very hot. And I just arrived, and the guys are like, "By the way, the air conditioning doesn't work here."
It's not that bad. It's one of the nicer days of
The
summer.
studio's gone downhill. This used to be the cutting edge.
Well, at least you're wearing a black shirt.
And I walked in,
so.
and there's like a landfill site by the window.
Yeah,
Like, that's the rubbish corner. We put away.
We have too much rubbish.
We've just accumulated a lot of shit. I'm sorry, Chris.
It used to be near the entrance,
Yeah.
so now it's in like a little bit more of an inconspicuous
We
spot.
thought we cleaned things up for you, but clearly you don't appreciate
Apparently our efforts were just not seen.
Just a big pile of rubbish. So.
Well, where the fuck else is supposed to put it?
Speaking of a big pile of rubbish, you've left Sendai.
I thought that was going to be a segue to the book there.
You were running through the possibilities. Well,
There's just too many.
I thought it was more. I guess the biggest thing is that you moved to Tokyo, so you're here now.
Finally, yeah.
And
What took you so long?
I don't know. I'm kind of wish I hadn't come here. It's like it's like 7 degrees warmer here than Sendai. It's only like 2 hours away by bullet train ride, but there's
Yeah.
a different climate.
Yeah.
It's been good, but like getting around Tokyo is a bit shit in the summer. Like I'm living off of Bakari Sweat. My blood is like 50% Bakari, and it needs to be because just drinking water doesn't do it. You need the salts. Buy Bakari.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants.
No, not antioxidants. What's the word? Fucking.
Wait. I think that's something
From
different.
the man.
That's from the tea.
From the man that brought you osmosis, poorly defined.
What the fuck's it called? What's it called again? Electrolytes. That's it.
But unless you're like sweating an ungodly amount, you're fine.
Well, I mean, Chris might be. You never know.
I am sweating
Yeah.
an ungodly
What would
amount.
Aristotle do?
What would Aristotle do?
Fucking bringing up Aristotle.
Drink electrolytes.
Drink a fuck ton of Bakari
Well,
Sweat.
yeah.
How's
Bakari
Tokyo been
Sweat.
so far?
Tokyo's been all right. It's been all right.
What made you want to move? You were just tired of
to be close to Trash Days. So
that's
Okay, brilliant.
I think actually it was quicker coming here on bullet train than taking a taxi, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Like the
swear you'd
busy
be
streets.
down here in Tokyo every other week for like
Yeah,
right?
something.
Like, yeah, I mean, the novelty, it's sort of worn off very fast, given that I used to come to Tokyo so much anyway.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been good to nearby friends. It's been good to nearby friends. And like it's cool. Like we're just getting the new Born Japan studio set up. The set's being built next week, and it's being like doubled in size. Can finally fit my entire ego in there.
Yeah.
But we got the ramen shop,
Not sure about that.
electronics store, and now there's going to be like a 1980s Japanese living room. It should be kind of cool.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
nice.
Because I think one criticism about the Born Japan set is it's very like cold-hearted, like the man that presents the video. It's very like a depressing ramen shop, and that's kind of cool. But like,
well, I mean, you were kind of going for like
Yeah.
a cyberpunk aesthetic anyway, right? Yeah,
But
so
I
it
want
makes
to mix
sense.
it up a bit, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I've got a present for you.
Oh,
okay.
I know Garnt loves his cheese
I do.
and his wine. So
Neko Chef.
look at this. Not only did I bring some beautiful
Merlot.
wine from Chile.
Merlot, nice.
How do you
From
pronounce
Chile.
Chile in Australia.
Chile.
Chile. How do we do say Chile, right? It's not
Yeah,
just
I
We
Chile.
say chili, but I think it is actually.
I think it's actually pronounced Chile.
It's chili.
It's Chile.
We say chili in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I was.
We've not
getting-
really been a culture known for
Naming
kind
the
of
countries
hearing
the right way.
and listening to
Yeah.
what the other country says.
I remember when I moved here, an American colleague always talked about Chile, and I pretended to know what he was talking about. Chile. Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
It's in Louisiana. Well, and then I went, oh, it's Chile, right? Yeah. But no red wine would be complete without a cheese board.
Of course, is there camembert on there?
You bet there is.
Oh.
Yeah. A patronisingly small piece of camembert.
Cheese ball. That's not
Bite some.
It's a cheese microscopic sample.
You do need a telescope.
Oh, you got two. Okay.
Yeah, we got two.
Good.
Yeah,
At least
All right.
One for each. Oh, we got
I
the
don't think
board.
we're going to need a knife for
There's
this.
nothing to cut.
We cannot
Just give the board. There we go.
We need some
We're
glasses,
just nibbling.
wine glasses.
And some delectable
crackers?
crackers.
Can we get
25,
some wine glasses, please?
25% less sodium or something. There you go. What a great guest I have.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No, the guests bring cheese boards and wine.
It is
right.
no,
No, but
an Abroad in Japan episode unless we're belligerently drunk by the end of it.
Or eating camembert.
Yeah, we
No,
get some ideas.
I heard you're past the camembert phase though, right? You got a new obsession.
Do I?
Yeah.
Like what?
Because the other day when we were hanging out, you were talking about this like brown cheese or something. You remember that?
Yeah,
You said it to me.
I like Norwegian brown cheese.
Yeah, that's like your new thing now. You just
You made it sound really fucking insidious. You like a bit of brown cheese, mate?
no, dude. Okay, when Chris and I were hanging out the other day, it's the first thing he said is like, "How's it going?" By the way, brown cheese
That's not
though,
how the conversation
actual banger. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's no longer the camembert man anymore.
went. He's good. Norwegian brown cheese.
How did
brown-
you discover
a brown
this
in
Norwegian
Japan.
brown cheese?
I lived near a Norwegian coffee shop for whatever reason, and they have brown cheese on Norwegian bread. I was like, I'll try this delicious food, and they brought it out. It was amazing.
What is it? What's cheese is it reminiscing of?
I can't believe we're starting off the
Nothing.
podcast.
That's why it's so good. It's kind of like caramelized cheese.
Oh, no fucking wonder you love it. How do we make cheese even more unhealthy?
Caramel
and
cheese.
It's just like I can directly correlate what food you're going to like by how unhealthy they are. The unhealthier it is, the more you're like, this is just gross.
Diabetes in it.
Camembert wasn't bad enough for me.
You know what? How many calories can we pack into this?
We'll,
You
we'll
know?
go to like yakitori, and you'll have this great. Yakitori's not. It's not. I wouldn't say it's healthy, but it's not terrible.
It's good for you.
And Chris, without failure, we'll get, and it is fucking good there. We go to this one place and they have like cheese, but Chris will get like 4 cheese.
Dude, that's what happened the other day when we were drinking at this like British pub. He got 2 fish and chips to himself.
You weren't supposed to tell anyone about
And
it.
I'm like, bro, get us
It's
Okay,
okay, to be fair,
the
to be
cheese I
fair.
can understand.
The
fish and chips.
The fish and chips in Japan are fucking small size.
Exactly.
You know? I will stand behind. I've gotten fish and
don't
chips
know,
at some
man.
of the British
Also,
pubs.
from that pub, they are good.
Yeah.
I know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full Monty, yeah.
Yokohama.
Yeah.
It's good shit, and the fish and chips was decent. I will say it was like a regular size though. It wasn't like it was like it was like that.
I was trying to defend you, Chris.
It's run by a British man from Essex.
Okay.
He makes
This
his banger and mash is amazing.
Just being abused here about all the cheese.
Sorry, no,
and
yeah.
the fish
Sorry,
chips.
sorry.
I get without fail. If it's unhealthy,
Yeah.
you will always be like, we should get it, Connor. And I'm like, no, Chris, you just cycled 500 kilometers.
So, Chris, I see you've relapsed from your chess boxing days, eh?
Things have been downhill, Garnt. Things have been downhill. How can I say? How can I
So there's
say?
one
So
boxing
wait.
event, and
When was the last date we had you on? It's just before boxing, right?
It was a simple time.
Yeah.
It was
I think the
November.
last time you were on, you guys made a bet about you getting a 6-pack.
Yeah.
He still hasn't. He didn't live up to his end of the deal, and he still hasn't.
I did pay it.
Did you actually?
I did
Okay,
donate
okay,
it. I did
okay,
donate it.
okay.
I'm not a monster.
Thank you,
What
Chris.
cheese?
You're not a monster,
Yeah.
but it's hard to get
shit,
the
sorry.
wallet to open up sometimes.
This is his way of repaying him. Cheese and wine.
I lost the 6-pack bet.
Yeah.
I was putting a lot of pressure on
So what
myself.
was the bet? What was the bet? So
It was to get a
remind people.
6-pack
Yeah, let's get a 6-pack by the
in like
time,
6 weeks or something.
Yeah, in 6 weeks. By the time you guys did your cyclothon or something, right?
Right, and didn't do
And
it.
then you.
I learned it's a little bit difficult to get a 6-pack.
Really?
Very difficult.
I fucked up. Honestly, I should have trained more for that chess boxing event. There's no two ways about it. But I was under a lot of pressure at the time. I was also writing the damn book, right? So I'm like book in one hand and getting smashed in the face in the other during this week.
Well, yeah, like one of the things people don't know about the first cyclothon, and one of the smartest decisions Chris made was that he was going to have a deadline for the book whilst we were cycling. Remember? So every
Yes.
night you were stressing out, and then you were
Yeah.
like, we'd all after we'd had a meal, we'd go to bed at 10 p.m. normal time. I'd charge my stuff and go to bed. Wake up the next day, Chris would go, "Oh, I went to bed at 3. Like, why the fuck did you go to the bed? We were waking up at 6, Chris." And then he's like, "Oh, I had to write my book." I'm like, "Why would you schedule the book at the same time?"
Oh, I fucked myself. I really did.
You did fuck yourself.
Yeah, I did. And
So is there one chapter of the book that's just like really badly written because you're just suffering from brain damage?
Just mashing the keys.
before we get into that, let's have some Merlot.
Cheers.
Just realised these are Trash Taste glasses available now on the Trash Taste store.
No, they're not.
They're custom made.
Custom
by a
made
fan
for us.
By Wendy.
I feel bad because I wanted to get you a present, Chris. I tried
really?
really hard.
Under what guise, Garnt?
I tried really hard to win a prize at Connor's charity auction.
You did. I watched you in the audience with Sid going like, I woke up at 10 a.m. that morning and I was like, oh shit, I'm missing Connor's show. And I tuned in literally seconds before you started doing the big mouth thing.
Yeah.
Which went for an astonishing $8,000.
Yeah.
Somehow. For something that was like a dodgy printout that you guys framed.
That was a high
Hey,
quality.
come on, we worked hard on
that was high
7-Eleven's finest printer quality.
We framed it, I'll have you know.
I felt like I was framed. Like, honestly, fucking big mouth. It went for $8,000, and that is astonishing. And
Someone has it now.
Someone has it.
What was your limit?
$5,000.
Oh shit! You're actually taking it seriously.
It would have been fun to have given it back to you.
Yeah.
And then it just
What
be
would I have
this,
done with it then?
just be this endless cycle where you can't escape it. I think that'd be fun.
The Groundhog Day of abuse.
You were like, "Oh, Connor, I'm thinking I'll give away this." I'm like, "What do you give away? You mean you want to just throw it away?" And you found a reason to throw it away.
It was either go on the auction or go on the Trash Taste landfill site. Like fucking awful.
Can't believe that.
That was a real happy ending to the story. And as I don't look like Big Mouth anymore, right? I'm metamorphosis.
You look
better. Osmosis.
Well, we're trying to bring you back. Don't worry, with all this cheese, you know. Bring it back to the glory days, you know.
Speed run to oblivion.
Show me the real abroad in Japan.
But that was good though. It was a good auction and
Thank you.
yeah, did really well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did really well.
Thank you.
Rare praise.
I had a rare praise from
Rare
Greg.
praise.
On
Wow.
no jokes. Wow.
And
wow.
like while you were doing the Big Mouth auction, you ate a cracker from hell or something.
We have one upstairs.
No, fuck off. Unless you want to do it now. Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
one
no,
chip
no.
challenge.
Yeah, have you ever done it?
I haven't, no.
You want to try it?
No.
Okay.
Because I couldn't tell if you were like deliberately like drawing it out to get more.
No,
bits
it was
in,
really,
right?
really
Or if it was
terrible.
really bad.
It was really, really fucking awful.
Is it, how many Scovilles was this thing?
I think it's like the equivalent of like 2 crushed up Carolina Reapers, like on it.
Like 10 mil.
And that's what you had on the Trash Taste 24-hour.
No, I had a
ghost
ghost pepper,
pepper.
which is one level down from that.
No, it's like 2 or 3.
Oh, 2 or 3? Okay, yeah. And it was...
You had that on an auction.
It's like 2 of them.
How were you not like physically sick all over the stage?
Well, because I have a good spice. I have a good spice tolerance, but that was
next item is...
that was really pushing it. The worst time I've ever had it is that I was doing the stream where if one of my Pokemon died, I would take one because I thought I can handle the pepper. And the first one was fine. You know, I was in pain, but it wasn't terrible. But I think there was some kind of like follow-up punch that the second one did.
Oh, get that away, Nabby. We don't want to see that now.
What is that? Is that the cracker?
I'll show you. I'll show you what it is. There's that. It gave me like a follow-up punch. Yeah, Carolina Reaper pepper, Scorpion chili pepper.
So Scorpion chili's the second most.
Oh,
and
okay.
Carolina Reaper all in one chip. You can smell it if you want.
It's vacuum sealed.
Yeah,
It
isn't
says,
it?
do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or pregnant. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I had
Seek medical assistance should you die.
So I took 2 peppers like an hour after each other, and the second one I felt like nearly put me in a coma. It hurt my stomach so bad to the point where I just couldn't stream. I had to like lie down for 30 minutes and like come back later and be like, "Sorry guys."
Yeah.
That was a bold move.
So that was dumb. And this one wasn't that bad because I had like a gallon of milk.
Right.
And the milk helped so much because everyone's like, "Oh, the next day's worse." But yeah, the next day is worse if it's not absolutely encapsulated by 1 liter of milk.
So is that, would you say, the worst thing you've had, like in terms of spice?
Yeah, I think so. I think
God
that was
damn.
the worst one.
I love the way it comes in a box shaped like a coffin, no less.
Yeah.
That like sets you up there.
then
That's marketing.
Yeah, the stomach pain was the worst part because near the end of the auction, I was trying to do it.
Did
and my
you
stomach-
get the
stomach-
cramps?
Yeah, I was getting the stomach cramps.
Did you get the spicy pea?
I did get the spicy pea.
Do you get that?
What?
What's
I don't want to talk
spicy-
about toilet habits.
Spicy
What is
beer.
this?
Have you ever done like the Ghost Pepper or like Carolina Reaper challenges or anything like that?
No, on a series of Journey Across Japan last year with you, we had what was it called?
What?
There's some fucking spicy food that looked like tar. It was supposed to be the spiciest thing in the world or something. I don't know how it
Spicy
compares to
food like
this.
tar.
In
the one in Okinawa.
Jackie's house, yeah.
Oh,
We had to have it on a toothpick, right?
The sauce.
Yeah, I had to have it on a toothpick, and that
Right.
like incinerated my tongue.
That's
And
probably
I was
like
it was like pure.
that's probably just
stove
pure like capsaicin or
We had that.
Yeah.
Why do people do it?
I don't know.
It's just like dangerous.
Yeah.
What I've learned is that like a little toothpick is like fine because no matter how much you take, it's just not enough to like spread around your mouth and fuck it all up. But having like the chip or like the noodle soup, like when it's just completely coating your entire organs,
Those noodles fucking hurt.
That's when it really hurts.
Yeah.
And it was just like pain. But I think I'm gonna lay off the spicy stuff for a while.
Yeah,
You say
probably
that.
a good idea, man.
Stop eating Thai food, innit?
Well, the Thai food needs to stay. But maybe I'll
I'm
go
stopping
fish
it
and chips.
to a certain level.
The fish, maybe I'll do fish and chips. Just oil.
Two
instead.
portions. Two portions.
I get it though, Portions because of when fish
and
I
chips.
drink, I've become like a human vacuum when I drink. It's just like my normal appetite is just like quadruples when I have like one beer.
For me, it's not the day I'm getting drunk. It's the hangover. For some reason, when I wake up, even if I'm on like a diet, and I go drinking, have a moderate amount to drink, I wake up and I'm like, first thing in the morning, I just crave a McDonald's breakfast, and I don't. One's not enough. I have to order two.
For me,
feeling, yeah.
For me, it's the like right at the end of the night when
Right.
when we're like, all right, let's go home, and we're heading to the taxi or the station or whatever, and I'm just like,
No, that's when you got to fight.
Could go for a cheeky little
That's when
Macca's,
you
though.
have to
No.
fight. You have to.
I
fight.
can't.
You have to fight
My
that
brain's
urge.
just like, you need to eat 2 Big Macs right
No,
now.
you have
and
to
I'm just
stop.
like, okay.
Because it doesn't feel satisfying right before you go to bed.
Yeah.
You just feel like shit, and then you wake up and you're like, I hate my life. Why did I do that?
Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save on your iPhone or computer.
Guys, inflation, am I right?
Crazy.
Absolutely sucks.
I can't afford anything anymore.
Well, God, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes, thing of the past. Honey's the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones it finds to your card.
Guys, the era of sad Garnt's over because I've discovered honey in my life.
It does feel so good when you find a good hidden deal. Boys, you're probably wondering how it works.
I-
So imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites.
Yeah. Okay.
When you get to the checkout, the Honey button appears, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupon. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons that it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop.
I came.
Boys, it is summer right now with a lot of summer blockbusters, and I saved a whole $5 on the latest blockbuster releases going to the theater.
Oh wow, that's a steal. Well, you'll be happy to know, Garnt and audience, Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. Look, if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by
Missing
getting it,
out.
you'll be doing yourself a solid as well as supporting this show as well.
So get PayPal Honey for free today at joinhoney.com/trash taste. That's joinhoney.com/trash taste.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, PayPal Honey, for sponsoring us today. Back to the episode.
Speaking of hate,
Okay. Something you want to say, Chris?
Los Angeles.
Oh,
I've finally been to the City of Lights, whatever it's called.
Angels.
City of Angels.
I've
City
had
of
the
Angels.
City of Disappointment and lots of fucking traffic and
Yeah.
awful. Actually, the food's good and the people are good. I think the people of LA are really friendly, really nice.
Really?
Don't know why everyone's so surprised. It's a little bit worrying. You guys have been there a lot more than I have.
I mean,
I think a lot of, I guess people I interact with are pretty nice, but I get a very sterilized view of it, I suppose.
yeah, I mean, I like the people that I know there. I mean, the content creators, but the general vibe I get of LA is that it's
Every man for themselves.
it's very superficial. A lot of ways.
Just like In-N-Out Burger.
yeah.
God, it was shit. I
It's
mean,
good, it's
people are
good.
like, yeah, you have to get the In-N-Out Burger, dude. It's amazing. I went there and I got the French fries.
No, their French fries are shit.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they tasted like cardboard, tasted like
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
out of a bookshop. And like, I was like, what is this? Why do people praise the chips? They're like, you got the wrong fries, dude. They're animalistic
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
Dickens
the
fries.
animal
And I was like,
fries.
Animalistic fries.
what? You know, when you go to a fucking burger restaurant, you just want fries. I don't want like the secret special order.
Well, yeah, I think
Right.
because the fries are just so bad.
What's it got to be? Animal
Animal-style fries, yeah.
style.
But the reason why I guess it's kind of revered is that it's like you can get the double burger for like what $5. So it's like a really good price for a solid
Value for
burger.
money.
Yeah, because like you know, obviously it's not as good as like Five Guys, but Five Guys is like three times the price. I mean, Five Guys is basically restaurant prices. They charge a ridiculous amount. And
but
then
those fries,
those Cajun fries,
Cajun fries, man.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was a really trippy city. When I did the chess boxing, I stayed in downtown LA. And it is a bit, you know, it is a bit like Mad Max.
Yeah.
GTA.
I got out the taxi after, you know, a long 12-hour flight, whatever it is, and like, there was just a man running naked down the middle of the road going, "Wah!" And I was like,
Yep.
LA, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Skid Row?
Near it. I was staying, I think, 2 or 3 blocks from it.
Oh god.
You know,
that's where it's like dangerous. That's where it's like kind of scary.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of issues going on there, but yeah, I know Garnt's been wanting to grill me on the chess boxing. Every time I see a clip of Garnt, like, I was so disappointed in Chris. I feel like I let you down, Garnt. With the chess boxing.
You didn't let me down. I got tilted for you. I was tuning into the chess boxing to cheer on my bro, cheer on my man, and you were doing so well. You had this point where you were about to win, and then you had a point where you could have like checkmated or ended the game. And then you threw away your queen.
Literally the worst mistake.
You literally went from a winning position to throwing away your queen, and I was just like,
what a fuck up. It's really annoying in the chess boxing fight. Like the real-time chessboard that all the viewers, everyone was watching is kind of broken.
So
you couldn't see what I was doing.
It was a little bit behind.
I was the first 2 rounds I was doing really well. Like I pinned the queen in the corner and I was being really fast. And my tactic was to try and move really quickly and get like a minute ahead. Yeah. Right. And by the second round of chess, that's where I was at. But like I sort of shot myself in the foot because everyone who I told that I was doing the boxing stuff, they were like, everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face. I was like, fuck off. I think I know what I'm doing. And then I got hit in the face very hard. On the second round, I got hit in the face. And have you ever been hit in the face?
Yeah. Yes.
You probably have.
Yeah. Why are you fucking saying?
Your brothers, you always fight.
Yeah.
I have actually,
Where?
Huh?
Where?
At a house party when I was 18 years old. I got in a fight with someone was like really, really fucking drunk and just looking for a fight.
Is this in Brighton?
Yeah, this was in Brighton.
What is this?
In the UK, it's just
very civilized in Kent. We don't fight.
Group of them started on a few mates of mine, and then one of them threw a punch, and then just a fight ensued, and that's the only fight I've ever been a part of. And
that's good.
Well,
that's good. Yeah.
How did it feel? Did you enjoy it?
Did feel great.
Release the anger. Do it again.
Release the anger.
Is this how you became a monk?
Actually, after that, I was like, you know what? Maybe being a monk is a bad thing. I have no enemies, actually. Violence is overrated. But yeah, that was like, I remember the first time getting probably punched in the face. And this was like not even in a controlled environment. This was just straight up just getting punched in the face. You have that, I had the moment, like you basically get stun locked. You're just like, you feel it, and then you don't feel the pain, you just feel like the shock of it happening.
Yeah, you get like adrenaline too.
Yeah, you get the adrenaline rush, and I just remember being punched in the face, and I'm just like, holy shit. What the fuck just happened?
It's like the flashbang in COD.
Exactly.
It is a bit. Yeah.
Exactly. You're just like stun locked. I never forgot that feeling of like being punched for the first time because you just like, you forget like what just happened. You're like, oh, I just got punched in the face.
Yeah.
And then you start punching back.
I mean, it only happened to me when I was 14. But I was making fun of some guy's bike. It was like a stupid. It was the most mundane fight. Yeah. Some guy turned up who I hated. And he had a bike called a Mongoose Pro. And I was like, mate, your bike's shit. He was like, what did you say? I was like, Mongoose Pro. And he punched me. And that was the only fight I'd had pre 30 years old. And so when I
your bike is shit. Boom, boom.
Did you punch him back or what?
I did punch him back in the face, yeah. That Mongoose Pro bike, what a bell end. But anyway, Mongoose Pro aside. So I signed up for the chess boxing because Connor made me do it.
Whoa. I said you wouldn't do it. And then I think you took
the only reason I did it is because Connor said, look, he won't do it, you're a loser. And I was like, I'll show that, Connor. And then Ludwig was like, yeah, you want to do it, bro? I was like, yeah, all right. And that was the main reason, just to spike Connor.
Well,
and also part of the fitness chair.
I'm glad your fight powered you to exercise.
Yeah. It did, yeah. And honestly, like the boxing training was relentless and great. But I was training with Nick, and you've met Nick.
I know.
I don't know if you guys know Nick. He's he was in the boxing ring. He's kind of like my trainer.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He's a former K1 kickboxing champion of Japan. He fought like in the Tokyo Dome in the early 2000s, and it was watched by like 50 million people.
Damn.
He's a real celebrity in Japan, but he is like Gaston out of the
In the Beast.
in the Beast. His arms are like
without the baggage, hopefully.
he eats like 1,000 eggs a day. His
Yeah.
arms are like the size of Spain.
They are
And
huge.
they're massive. And if he hits you, as he did training, like, so I would spar with him a few times a week, and he hit me in the face, and like, everything just sort of went white for a second.
Was it really scary? I imagine.
Yeah, it was
just
fucking
put
scary
the
because
life
I've
and
never had that
death.
before, and it wasn't even a big hit by his standards. But again, when he's super trained to do this,
Yeah.
Just a tap in the
he's
face
like,
is
okay,
not,
I'm gonna hit you now. You ready? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I was like, whoa, I'm actually quite scared now because like you know when you get hit like that, your whole brain sort of rocks a little bit, and this white flash. Which is something I'd never experienced before, right? I've never had that white flash
Brain
being
damage.
stuck. Brain damage, yeah.
Concussion.
Apart from watching a CWA video. So I'd never had that, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck have I done?" It was
Yeah.
At this point, it was like November.
You can't back out.
1 month
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
And
did you want to like? Was part
I
of you
didn't
like,
back out,
oh,
but I was
yeah.
like, maybe this was a bad decision to do this fight, having no actual experience.
Yeah.
But I was against that German dude. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Do you remember? It's a German streamer.
Pepper
Platt or something.
Pepper Platt, yeah, Pepper Latte.
And then while he was training, and I always thought I could take him. Like he was a bit taller than me, but he was quite skinny.
Yeah.
And I think we would have been on par with chess, or maybe he would have been a little bit better on chess. But then he burst his eardrum training.
Yeah,
Somebody hit him in the ear got blown up, and he was like, I can't fight now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
It was crazy
thing
the amount of people.
And
that,
also
like,
there was
pulled
someone
out.
else before Papa Platt, who I was going against, and he had to pull out for other health reasons. So it was just like, God doesn't want me to fight. That's
I think it's pretty common though that a lot of these events where like 50% of the fighters, or not a little less than that, but end up pulling out for concussions or whatever it is, just because.
and there was a few in the run up to that one. Like,
Yeah, there was a lot of people who pulled out.
And so I was like, oh, maybe God let me off the hook here. And then like, don't worry, we brought in a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I was like, brilliant.
Yeah, it was very.
I got stitched up like a bellend.
It's like when you came out, I saw after the fact, but because obviously I was up there with you, but everyone was like, rip Chris, rip.
Did you see like the Twitch chat replay at all?
I did watch it back. So I came out with Nick competing, Connor were cheering, and I was like, I was like, hey, there's like fucking 50,000 people there, 500,000 watching online. It was a really cool moment actually. That was like the highlight of like last year for me, that walkout. And then I was really cocky. I was like, hey, I got a box of Hershey's and smashed it over my leg and threw it into the crowd. I was like, and then he comes out to some like fucking terrifying soundtrack from like a horror film, so like sirens. And then I saw that it was a poll, and it was like, is Chris gonna die? I was like, 95% say yes.
He looked very muscular, and I think that was
he's obviously someone who had worked out and had fitness as a huge part of his life.
Yeah.
So obviously, as for me as a viewer watching it with Twitch chat, like there were a lot of abroad in Japan fans in chat cheering you on. You came out first, and everyone's like, everyone's like being supportive. The hope was high, just like you got it. And then there was just like one fucking shot of your opponent walking out, and I think that was just a collective.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Well, it's been a good run, boys.
Get the body bag ready. We were actually a similar weight. He's a bit taller and he had big arms, but because my legs are like tree trunks. But my muscles are in my legs, which is not overly useful in a boxing match.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Kickboxing might have been a different thing.
Yeah.
But I was still like, I can take him. He's fine.
Yeah.
And then we had the chess match, the first round, and it was going really well. I was really up on time, which is my strategy. I was like, if I fuck my queen, which I actually thought I might under stress, at least I'd be like a minute up, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to the first match, and it's just really weird. It's really hard to explain what it's like being in a ring with 20,000 people, whatever it was, around. But like you forget they're all there because the bright lights are on your face, right? And all you can see is him, and in between you can sort of see in the distance Connor in the audience going like that because I can see over his shoulder. But like, I just this moment where I saw him like focusing on me, about to hit me, and I was like, what the fuck have I done? Why am I here? What is this? Like, I really stitched myself up. My past self really fucked me. Like, when you're looking at someone, you're like, I'm about to get hit in front of like 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, that's when it's like, what have I done? Like, the moments later, cocky fucking Hershey's throwing it into the crowd. And now it's like, I could like get knocked out or die in front of everyone.
Do you think you're just not like was that like a weird thing for you to have to do, to like lock on to someone and be like, I got to punch this guy?
Yeah, because when I was training with Nick, we didn't really spar properly.
Yeah.
Like we were hitting each other, but I never had and this is my fault, I didn't put enough time into it. I really didn't train that much for the boxing as much as I should have.
Yeah.
I trained on the fitness front, right, for stamina.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's one good thing in the chess boxing. I survived. I made it to round 3.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much energy to keep moving and dodging and blocking, throwing punches. And but I had never fought anyone before, really. And I couldn't fight Nick because he was too big and I could not have won. So that was really my first actual fight, sparring practice or not.
Yeah,
which was a spectacular error.
A lot of the other YouTubers, whatever, that did it, that
They really went for it. Yeah.
that I had at least enjoyed it and really liked it, were like, yeah, sparring was everything. Like if they were just sparring so much, and that really allowed them to kind of get a lot better at boxing. And I think being, like you mentioned, just being prepared to be beaten up, essentially, seems like a hard thing to do.
And that's why a lot of people get injured.
Oh, fuck
before
yeah.
the match, just because of how hard they're going in sparring.
But I'm the sort of person that's always like, oh, I'll do the homework tomorrow. And then it's the night before, hand in date, and you're like, oh shit, I'm fucked now.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like that with the boxing. I was like, I'll spar tomorrow. And then
you still won, technically.
Yeah, he still won.
I did, but but in that first match, when he locked on and he got that first punch, I got really stunned.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my
It
fuck.
did look like when he landed the first hit on you that you were like, oh
Panicked.
shit, I gotta figure something out.
Yeah. And the plan was basically try and just keep avoiding or blocking or dodging.
I mean, honestly, legitimate strategy if you know you're not going to be able to outbox him.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could outbox him.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly had experience.
Yeah.
But so the second round of chess, I started moving up and I actually had a plan of attack, blocked his queen in. I was like, or his king rather, and I was like, I could actually win this, wrap this up in the second round.
Right.
And then it got to the end of the second round and I was 2-3 moves away from executing the plan. And then time was up and I was like, no! And then I went back in, got
Back onto the battlefield.
absolutely obliterated and punched in the face over and over. And by the time I came back, I was like, because your heart's going like that.
Yeah.
Your head's a bit like, and like I sort of just went, that one there, and I fucking did the wrong one.
But I guess that's the difficulty.
Yeah,
of
that's
chess boxing, right? Is that you have to manage all that stress level.
Yeah.
But if you watch it, luckily I don't go, because I still felt like I might be able to win because I looked at the timer and there was a minute up. And it's another thing that's really weird. You're wearing the headphones, right?
Yeah.
So you can't hear the audience.
They don't really help that much.
They don't help. You're listening to fucking Beethoven while you're having a stroke. And it's like I'm having a heart attack, a stroke, and listening to Beethoven all at once while playing chess and getting beaten up.
Well, yeah, when I was wearing them, I could easily hear the crowd.
Exactly.
Right.
And I could hear like the moment I fucked
Everyone-
the move. Before he even retaliated, I think everyone went, "Ah!" And I was like, no. And then in the third round, I got really angry and went a bit aggressive. But yeah, I think the thing with the chess boxing, I feel like I didn't deserve to win after I blundered the queen. Maybe it's the wrong way of looking at it. I did win after all. And there were some major mistakes. Like the chessboard was set up wrong when I started.
yeah.
It was like, and go. And I was like, and I moved and I think I fucked up. I made like an illegal move because the horse was in the wrong square. The horse and the bishop were in the wrong fucking places. What the hell's going on
I remember
here?
you going like,
Yeah. And they were like, oh, yeah, Shogunai, what can you do? They didn't stop it. They carried on. And then he started making some illegal moves and it all went to shit a little bit. But
yeah, it was kind of weird because then I guess the illegal move allowed them to have time to kind of think, and then it was really bizarre.
it was bizarre.
I guess they just didn't expect the chess level to be that bad, where people would just be making illegal moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it is.
But I mean, you kept your cool after you blundered the queen.
Yeah. And
Yeah. That's the important thing in chess.
I guess
Did you do any chess practice?
I did do a fair bit of chess, yeah.
Okay.
It was cool, actually. I was like, one day I'll be training, boxing training,
Yeah.
at my friend's gym over in like Yoyogi Park area. And then the next day I'll be like in Yoyogi Park with the chess trainer and we playing in the park and stuff. It was a really cool time,
nice.
actually.
Tough,
My week was kind of like spread between chess and boxing and then writing a book. And it was really, really weird kind of 3-4 months, which is why I write no
Yeah,
videos.
you can't train to not blunder though. The blunders
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
They happen at every level as well. Like even like the grandmasters sometimes blunder pieces.
Well, in the last week before training, when I was doing chess, they made me like run for like 30 seconds, really intense, then sit down and play. And my God, it changes the game.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
You know, when your heart's racing and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really good experience. Don't regret doing it. We'll look back on it and go, wow. But I don't think I want to get hit in the face again.
No more boxing.
No round
No more
two.
boxing.
You're going out as a champ.
Yeah. Before I get knocked out,
The undefeated champion.
undefeated chess boxing champion. Why not? But I think I might carry on the boxing training without
Just for
getting
fitness.
hit in the
Yeah.
face.
It's great for fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
extremely
yeah.
good for fitness. And so I
Absolutely.
actually felt like I could defend myself in a way that I never could before last year.
Yeah. What was it like in the dressing room beforehand? Were you like nervous?
Yeah.
When did it like hit you?
It hit me. There's the stadium's there, right? And
Right.
boxing ring, and we had a suite or a room upstairs, and you
Right.
were there in a few.
Yeah.
Connor was in the big room with Ludwig and the team.
Well, I came in and out, popped in and
Every
out.
now
I
and he
was-
sort of wandered in and was like, "Oh, the peasants in the small suite. we got fucking smoked salmon in our suite and champagne." And
No. That's because Chris was in like the zone, and Nick was talking to you like you're about to fucking go on a Navy SEALs raid, and they were so in the zone that I was like, I'm just gonna let him do the thing.
Yeah.
Because Nick was like, "Don't you fucking dare talk to him! Don't you dare talk! Be nice
did
to
do
him!"
that, yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa! I don't think he."
you're not supposed to talk to your opponent. And
I
we
get it,
did.
because I guess if it's more like you don't even want to have an ounce of sympathy when you're trying to punch the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
But also at the end of the day, I was like, I think it's just a fun little boxing event, actually.
Well, that was a weird thing actually, because I did talk to my opponent over at Flow, PJ, beforehand, and like it humanized him a bit. I saw he's a real American person, and I was like, so when I'm fighting him, I'm like, I don't actually dislike this guy. Why do I have to hit him? But like, he's like fucking like that down the it's really weird.
He's like, I am going to kill this man.
Yeah, but it hit me when I was in that room looking down.
Right.
I did have like a small like panic attacky moment. I was like, what the fuck have I done? Why would you do this to yourself? It's like, going, oh yeah, I'll put my feet in a blender, no problem. And then like the day arrives, the blender's there, and you're like, actually, I don't know if I can put my foot in the
You unlocked
blender.
a core memory. That's something you'll never ever forget, and you can always talk about.
That's
it,
true.
Right? Like it's those kind of stuff that I think that you can always look back on and be like, it was maybe stupid or maybe crazy, but I'm glad I did it.
Worth the
I'm lucky.
experience,
Honestly, I'm really lucky that I did come out without a serious injury.
Well, some
And
people
some
came
people
out
did.
with
Yeah.
concussions,
Yes.
reporting
Yeah.
that they feel slower still months
That's
after.
bad, yeah.
It's pretty scary.
That's why I don't know if I could advise anyone to do it, really. I don't think it is worth the risk, because if you brain damage yourself, get a concussion, I could have written off half of this year if it had gone really badly.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really struggle to comprehend if they're healthy and they're fit that they could ever be injured severely and have like be punched in the head, and then you're just actually just cognitively worse off for it. I think it's really hard for people to think about that future self of them like think about that, and they're just like, it's a cool opportunity, I want to get punched. It's like, well, hold on now, let's really look into this and see, is this actually worthwhile?
Yeah,
Like, is
think
it-
about the long term.
like
right?
if you came out of this, maybe you win, it's great, you got fit, you got the victory, it's great for you. But like, what if you got beaten the fuck up? You have a concussion that sticks with you for life. Because once you have one concussion, you have a higher chance of getting another concussion.
Yeah.
And then who knows what kind of damage you've given yourself? Could be slower in some ways that you just don't expect. Could have taken 5 years off your life, maybe. You just don't know, like what kind of
it
damage
did.
like that could give you. I mean, the brain isn't the one thing you don't want to fuck around with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a lot more respect for fighters, though. The discipline it takes to do all that. I do have a lot of respect for people that do it. I don't know why they do it necessarily. Maybe it's that rush. There was a real rush in the ring.
I can definitely see there's like that carnal rush that you get.
it was
from
pretty fucking cool.
being in the ring.
Knowing all eyes are on you for this moment, what you're about to do. I've never had a feeling like that ever.
Yeah.
Even being up on stage doing other things, I've never felt like that.
Yeah.
And that was really good. That, I think, is the sensation they lock onto and why fighters
Yeah, for
enjoy
sure.
it so much.
Yeah, I mean, from how you described it, it definitely can feel like it can be an addicting feeling. Personally, I respect for you for saying yes. I don't know if I could ever do that.
No, me neither. I'm good. I like
Yeah.
my
Well,
brain.
1 year ago, I would have been like, no, I'm not doing that.
I
It
wish
took
I
the
could.
right set of ingredients. It took a bad health report. It took the objective, I said,
Connor's
it
cockiness.
took Connor's abuse and bullying. It took I before I even knew chess boxing was a thing. I was like, I'm going to be the fittest I've ever been by the end of this year. So when Ludwig brought it up and Connor brought it up, it was like, okay, this is the one way to make this happen.
I was just living vicariously through you because I wish I could do it.
Well, you did get slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
it was it's fine. It's it's not the same. That was more of like a WWE performance than
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Actual fight.
Yeah, than a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely hurt a little bit, but he was going easy on me, and I was going a little easy on him. He definitely went easy on me. But that's because I told him like 2 minutes before. I was like, by the way, I've got a blood condition. Don't hit me
Yeah,
too
I
hard.
was, I was impressed you did that.
Well, because it was a slap, and I knew we weren't trying to hurt each other. Because there's no way that you could lose via the slap, right? Because the idea was that it was just the chest thing. And the more
Just give yourself a concussion before the chest thing.
You wouldn't get a concussion from being slapped unless they went full
Well,
power.
like one of those like fucking Moist Critical videos.
Yeah, but that's like
my God, that shit is.
And then they're like, they turn around to the camera and their face is disformed.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, well, that's
more than a concussion. Concussion is the last thing they're worrying about in that
That's
situation.
disfigurement. That's like playing like fucking Fear and Hunger.
It's like, am I actually going to come out of this ring with the same face? Like, that's the thing they're worrying about.
Face just becomes like a bowling ball. And
Yeah.
your jaw
Oh
just
my
becomes
God, I've seen some of those
But you
clips.
survived.
Like,
You
fucking
did good,
survived,
and you
yeah.
won, and now you're fitter for it. And now
Yeah.
you're eating. Now you're kind of going back.
Have you
The
found
two
like
fishes
so
shit.
you've done like the cyclothon?
Sorry.
This podcast is brought to you by CashApp. With tools for saving and spending, it's the best place for you to level up your money and glow up your life.
Guys, as you know, I'm a real gamer.
Okay.
Sure.
I play JRPGs. And like any good JRPG, to get to the end game, you gotta grind and level up on your stats. And that includes all of your stats, like your finances.
Preach.
Speaking of finances, Garnt, you still owe me money. And thanks to CashApp, to pay someone, it's easy. All you need is their phone number or their email or their cash tag. So Garnt, even you can pay me back. And if that doesn't work for you, Garnt, I can even scan a QR code straight from your app so that you can pay me.
You'll see your balance updated immediately, so you always know when a payment went through. From security locks to data encryption, CashApp uses advanced features to keep you and your money safe. Browse topics, find resources, or chat with a human. CashApp support has answers to all your questions.
Not only that, you can save on everyday spending. Get exclusive discounts with the Cash App Pay and Cash Cards. Cash App allows you to bank the way that you want. A faster, simpler way to bank without so many fees.
So if you want to level up your life, you got to level up your money. So download Cash App in the App Store or Google Play with the link in the description down below. With no hidden fees and a free-to-order debit card, it feels like a cheat code for your finances. Back to the episode.
Yeah, you've done like the Spartan race, you've done the chess boxing. Have you relapsed?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's everyone's been like, Chris. Every video I put out, people like analyze it. They're like, has he put on weight or not? And the comments are like, Chris looks great, or Chris looks marginally fatter again. It's kind of like, oh fucking hell, I'm fucked. Whatever I do, I think I put on a little bit more weight because I haven't been doing all the
But
stuff.
you're way better than you were.
absolutely.
I feel a lot fitter. And like when I did the second cycle with Connor, like I hadn't trained for 3 months.
Yeah.
The stamina was still there, and and the Spartan race a few weeks ago, and I was able to get through that. And then next week, climbing fucking Mount Fuji again, which I never thought I would do, but doing that again.
You dressing right for the occasion this time? Not going in fucking shorts?
Not sleeping on a rock this time?
T-shirts and shorts, sleeping on a rock?
I think I just need to have the air ambulance on speed dial because Natsuki's going to do do it, right?
Oh shit,
And he's 50, or he will be August 9th, as he likes to say,
like a chimney.
my birthday Nagasaki bomb, because he always tells me that. It's a great way to remember when his birthday is, for better or worse. But he's been cycling, because I'm like, are you actually going to climb Mount Fuji, Natsuki? He's like, yeah, no problem. It's like, you can't go up the stairs without having like a heart attack. Because he smokes like 30, 40 cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
20 cigarettes a day minimum, right? His lungs just cannot be operational.
Yeah.
And like
That
3,700
altitude's
meters
gonna
up, it's
hurt.
like, oh, there's less oxygen here, and what's going to happen? But he has been cycling every day, 40 kilometers,
Oh,
Oh, damn.
That's not bad.
providing he's not lying. I'm encouraged.
Do you think he's lying? Do you think there's
I watched him cycle for 10 minutes, and he did look quite wrecked by the end of it.
Maybe
He's
he
like, today, only 4 kilometers. When I was there, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Really?
Today's a rest day.
maybe he had his extra zero by accident.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 4.0.
Well, like it's. I never thought I'd climb Mount Fuji again. Like there's that saying, right? A wise man climbs Mount Fuji once. A bell end climbs it twice.
Wait.
That's not a direct quote.
Chris Broad 2023.
What's the quote in Japanese? You'll know it.
What?
Like
That's
a wise
the
Mount
Chris
Fuji.
Broad
There's a
directly
proverb.
translated.
There's a proverb.
Is there?
A wise man climbs Mount Fuji once. A
fool.
fool climbs it twice.
And a bellend climbs the times.
It's my own contemporary take on it, right?
Okay,
British
let me look it
version.
up.
It's a British take.
British
A bell end climbs
translation for Japan.
And the reason is because like it's not a fun climb. It's a big black volcanic wasteland up there.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, that's nice scenery. There's crowds of people. The wind is bad. The temperature goes from hot to freezing.
Yeah.
And it's just not really fun. But people do it obviously for that once in a lifetime view of the sun coming up, which you can't get from anywhere else apparently. From literally anywhere.
Yeah,
in the world.
A wise man climbs Fuji once, only a fool climbs it twice.
Wait, why?
Apparently, that's a saying.
Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense because once you've
Giving
seen
out
it,
the
you've seen it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not actually translated correctly from the Japanese one.
Oh.
The Japanese one is you're a fool if you don't climb Mount Fuji once. You're also a fool if you climb it twice.
Okay, so it's just one and done. Just do it once.
Yeah, just do it one and done.
So I'm not a fool right now.
Yeah.
What
Zero is
I'm
full,
saving it.
one
I'm
is
saving
fine,
my
2
one.
is full.
I'm
Yeah.
saving it.
So
for a
you're
good
the only
time.
one that's not a fool right
I'm
now,
not a fool,
Chris.
but I will be a fool.
What if it's 3 times? Did you just go back to normal again?
Yeah,
It's like every other time. It's like, you're an idiot, you're fine. You're an idiot, you're fine.
a legend climbs it twice? Fucking no.
I think we fucking cycled up like 4 Fujis in when we were doing the Kyushu cycle. That was fucking
Quite
crazy.
possibly.
Wait, so why are you climbing up Fuji again?
Why?
Just for fun, or?
Natsuki's 50th birthday. I want to do something.
Okay.
I hope he survives because it'd be a real fucking shame.
What present?
Death. What better way to celebrate your birthday than an air ambulance on Mount Fuji? And also to kind of promote the book because the book cover has like Fuji on the front.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, Fuji.
How else would you know it's a book about Japan?
Exactly right. There's no other way. Yeah, I'm going to try and do like a book signing. The Summit Mount Fuji. Waterstones have sent me like a banner. The
Right.
British bookstore. There goes in, and I'm going to stand there with a pile of books
At the
and be
top
like,
of Mount Fuji.
Just hand them out to anyone who'll take
Pretty
them.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please save my
how
book.
many books can you carry up there?
Well, I've got like there'll be Natsuki. He can carry a few.
Yeah, but like 4 books is even like heavy. Like that's.
I
I have my luggage mule with me.
You're hiring Chris has managed to find the last remaining Sherpa in all of Japan.
In the same way, Pete comes on the cycles for the back rubs. Natsuki's coming to carry my books. I need this. That's the real.
Well, he's going to have an air ambulance, right? It's not the mountain, it's the books.
A broken back.
Yeah, just a broken
Do they
back.
ship to the top? Could you ship it to the?
Ship it to the
Just,
top.
there's just a guy. There's a Yamato guy up there, like ready to go. Like
Air
Christopher,
ambulance to the top.
There are. There are some weird things at Mount Fuji. There's vending machines, if I recall,
I believe
Yeah.
it.
which takes some of the magic away. It's like, wow, this ethereal mountain. It's been here for 100 million years.
Kind of nice though.
Beep, Picari sweat, beep. Yeah.
It's kind of nice though. You actually get to the top. You're like, I'm parched. It's just
Yeah.
a vending machine.
It will quench my thirst.
Yeah, like it's like if you were stuck in the oasis in a desert and then you come along this, you're like, oh, I need some water, and then over the horizon you just see like a fucking Picari sweat machine. You'd be like, oh yes, and then you have no coins because you're in a desert.
But like, there-
Just imagine the guy like refills that every day. You know,
There
he
is
must
a man,
be,
yeah.
he must be the fittest
Ask
man
that
in,
guy to
like,
take the
Japan.
books off.
Yeah, right.
Just be like, oh, you got to go refill it. Can you
Yeah.
take these up? By the way, just leave them up there.
Yeah, you know how there's like in every kung fu movie, there's like a secret like grand master that's like training in the mountains. It's just the fucking guy bringing up the Picari sweat.
Yeah,
every
man's
day to
definitely
Mount
taking up the
Fuji.
Sanzu
Well,
beans.
there's there's something worse than that. When you get to the 5th station, which is the typical starting point for the climb,
Yeah.
there's a shop that sells cans of air from the summit of Mount Fuji.
Oh my fuck.
God.
So there's literally someone whose job is to go up to the summit, be like, we're done, and then walk down again.
I don't. It's got to be
You think they're lying?
scam. Yeah, it's got to be.
You could sue them.
Yeah.
This isn't air from the summit.
Sydney actually tried buying one of those. Like, it wasn't even one of the cans. It was literally a plastic bag, right? So someone had gone up to the top of Mount Fuji, just went whoop, and just like tied in a plastic bag, and that was
1,000 yen, please.
That was it.
I can make a profit from this trip. I'll sell the books at the
Yeah, you
top,
should, you
and then I'll
should.
use the
Yeah.
bags to bag the air to sell
bring
the
a
summit.
bag.
And then it's
Yeah.
by base.
It's
Imagine-
it's the book with inside a bag with the air of the summit of Mount Fuji.
Imagine my face when I go to the door for a delivery one day. I open it and the postman gives me like
Let's go and it floats.
what it feels like an empty box. I open it and it's just a fucking bin bag. I'm just like, Sydney, what have
It'd have
you
been funny
bought?
if you tried to open the bin bag to see what it is.
It's like, what is it?
What is it?
Rip.
Lose that precious air. Fucking hell. What a weird mountain. But like, yeah, I've seen photos of the crowds this year, and it is a joke because it's the first year I think that it's properly officially open, so for the outside world, and it looks like the world's biggest theme park. Right? There's photos of at night, right, where everyone's using lights. You can
Yeah.
see Fuji, and then the top third, there's a snaking line of lights.
No.
And it's just like, oh god. But ace up my sleeve. Good friend of mine, Victor Frame of Travel. You guys know.
Yes.
He climbed Mount Fuji every year, sea
Yeah.
to summit. I thought he did it in one day, and I was like, Victor, you're a god. How have you done this? Like, he does it in like 6 days, which is smarter.
Yeah.
And much more manageable.
6
Yeah.
days.
I think so. Maybe it's 3 or 4. I don't know. But he was like, there's a secret path around the back, and there's like 4 trails that go up Mount Fuji, and he's told me to go up this secret one. well, we'll probably get eaten by a bear. There's like no one there.
Secret now. Everyone bloody knows.
It's just sheer cliff.
Well, this episode will probably come out after the climb, but don't come up the secret trail. But yeah, so we're going to get mauled by a bear instead.
Yeah.
There's going to be no one there. But I think this secret trail, and I'm going to be secrets. It's got 25% the footfall of the main route.
Right.
But it's a little bit steeper, and it's supposed to be the hardest way, which is why it's the secret. It's not so much the secret
why
route.
no
It's
one
gonna
goes
be
that
the
way.
Abroad in Japan trail now.
It
Now
will
that
be,
you've made a
yeah.
video on it.
Yeah.
It's not so much the secret route as the death route, because it's just a vertical fucking climb up a volcanic.
Just free climbing up a
Yeah.
cliff.
Done quicker.
If we survive,
Yeah, true. Well,
they'll
that's
find my
a good
corpse a
time.
lot quicker. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's
Just
hope we
Chris's
get up
corpse, and all around him is just his books. It's like, what happened here?
there. Just forever on the side of Mount Fiji.
Is this his memoirs?
Just let.
Just come to collect them.
Well, speaking of book,
Of book? Of book.
that's the sort of grammar you can expect in the book.
Of single book.
I do have a copy. Fun fact: when I go on trash days, I take my belt off. You can't eat 2 portions of fish and chips. Then sit down for like 3 hours and talk.
Did you have another 2 portions?
No
of
comment.
food?
Anyway.
That cover is so clean, by
Last
the way.
year,
Nice.
I was Mr. Affable. The year before that, I was not last year. Barry Chopsticks.
Barry
Yeah.
Chopsticks.
Year before,
Mr.
Mr. Affable.
Affable.
This year, best-selling author, Sunday Times best-selling author, Barry Chopsticks. And let me check if that's for you, Garnt. There you
Oh,
go.
thank you so much,
Just for you.
Chris. Abroad in Japan,
why does he only get
10 years in the land of the rising sun.
I could only carry like 1 book.
Oh, I already got mine.
Oh my god,
What the
it's,
fuck? Where's my copy? What the fuck?
you can get yours at the top of Mount Fuji.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Be at Mount Fiji next Wednesday midday. You'll get
And
one.
it's signed by the author
You can
himself.
get yours at the website.
What the hell?
Thank you
It's
so
signed.
much.
It's signed. It'll be worth at least £3 one day.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you can. It's because it's got the author signature in it. You can sell it for more.
So Connor, when's your next charity auction?
I was 10 quid.
One fuck up with the book though. So obviously I wrote over 6 months on and off, right? You don't just sit
Right.
down and bash out a book in a weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I tried.
Oh, it's just Stephen King.
I just opened up the book and I opened up to chapter 5, Mr. Dick.
Such incredible writing.
Oh my god. A literature masterpiece abroad in Japan. Mr. Dick. When I read chapter Mr. Dick, I was left in tears.
What is this book?
Who is Mr.
I mean, I was going to say the big fuck up. I wrote the chapters in a rush, and then I
You were
thought
fucking
Penguin.
cycling.
No, I thought because I was cycling with you, and I thought Penguin would be like, let's just check the chapter. They didn't. They just literally kept in the ones. So I was like, well, we'll think about the chapter later. So look at the chapter list page at the front.
Many fucking snow.
That's a
That is a
Naskyism.
nasty quote.
That's a Naskyism right there.
Let me.
All right, read out these chapter names.
All right, let me see. Chapter 1, Sushi Revelation, the Japan Lottery, Sweet and San, Hot Springs and Tiny Cars, Mr. Dick, Sake Onegaishimasu. Can only
I was
imagine what
going to put
happens.
some effort into that one. I really was.
That's what you were doing when you were writing this chapter. I can tell. When teaching goes wrong, many fucking snow. The impossible language.
Ah, so that's a good time.
Oh, that's a good
That's
one.
riveting.
And then party time after that.
Give up on the language. Go party.
That's like, I've done my work. Yeah, all right. The land of the rising waistline. All right. Hostess clubs and the art of expensive companionship.
Okay.
Get out now.
That's a good chapter, that one.
All right. Japan's most eccentric man. The wise men of Fuji. Doctor Who. I believe that's
What is this
copyrighted,
book?
Chris, but
Uh-oh. Jesus Christ.
okay, it's okay. The BBC won't be calling. It's all right. Fried chicken, addicted bear. The worst possible start. A letter from the Colonel saying goodbye.
Can you guess what that's about?
KFC.
When I got my first KFC Christmas bucket, because you get Christmas in Japan, right?
Yeah.
You open it up, and it's just a letter. It's like a letter from the Colonel, and they're like, "Oh, a letter from Colonel Simon." You flip it over, it's like, "Put it in the microwave." It's literally the letter from the Colonel. Put the shit chicken in the microwave.
And then saying goodbye, starting over, Cat Nation. A home at last, missiles incoming, grounds it. What? Were we living in Japan at this time, Chris?
Oh, is that with the
North Korean
missile?
Oh, North Korean missiles, okay. Seeking redemption in a lost year, disappearing Kyoto, this is my dream, fear and earthquake. Chris, I don't see a chapter about meeting trash tasters.
I'll be in the Braun Japan book part 2.
Acknowledgements?
Acknowledgements, epilogue.
Are we there? Are we in the acknowledgement section at least?
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, that's a good book. You should definitely, oh, you've got one.
Yeah.
So,
Where can they buy it?
Amazon, Blackwell's, Waterstones.
All major
okay.
book retailers.
But
Yeah.
it's not, or what it will be, I think, when this comes out, but it wasn't on Amazon US. Because they, like, Penguin are like, we'll see it, because it's Penguin UK. And they're like, we'll see if we get a book deal in America, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, sure. So they didn't, I don't think they did. And in the end, they released it themselves. But it meant, when I was promoting the book, there was nothing on Amazon US for the time. They were working it out. And somebody, when this fucking cover was released, somebody screenshotted it, put it under an account called like Todd LB. And people started buying the fake Abroad in Japan book.
Oh shit.
So they would get this, and it's like a really crappy, like 7-Eleven print job. Open it up, and inside the book was a technical guide for breastfeeding. And it's so all fucking week. I mean, people are like, I got the book, I'm so excited. The next tweet, it's like, why is it about breastfeeding?
When did you learn that in Japan?
It's like, well,
that was just the first edition.
what I learned in Japan.
Chapter 1.
Secrets to breastfeeding. It's just like, I got these really sad like Instagram messages, and people are like, I was really excited to get your book. Why was it about breastfeeding? It's like,
That is the secret of Japan.
yeah, but we got that book taken down now. So don't you have any fucking thoughts about getting that book?
Yeah, don't do that.
But I don't know. The only thing I want now is to be a Sunday Times bestseller, so I can have that.
You just said you were.
What? I don't think we are yet. We could
Why
be.
are you claiming you're a Sunday Times bestseller?
Well, we might be if people buy the book.
You can't just keep saying. I can't say I'm a New York Times bestseller in
you can.
20 years when I'm going to make the book.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
you're right.
I see why you wanted to come on now after like 8 months.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Got lots of promo.
I wanted to come on. I wanted to come on in
Ignored all our
March.
calls.
I would have come on in March.
Well, you will get the Sunday Times bestseller nickname if you actually become it. You know,
Will I?
until
Yeah.
What will the nickname be?
Until then, you're still Barry Chopsticks.
Barry Chopsticks. Best, but
Guy
yeah.
who wrote a book.
guy who wrote a
The breastfeeding guru.
I don't know. I just feel like when you meet me, it's very underwhelming. I should probably sell myself better. Right? Why do I say these things out loud? It's in my fucking Merlot. I like when you meet me, it's like, oh hello, I have a YouTube channel. And like when you go to a networking event anywhere, if you're in LA, you're fucked. You have to be like. You have to say all the incredible things you've done like really fast in 20 seconds. But like when I meet people, I'm like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. But now I can be like, yes, I'm a Sunday Times, New York Times best-selling author.
If someone tells me that, I'm just going to think they're a dick.
Probably.
I'll be
Mr.
like,
Dick.
I was like, no one
Well,
reads
how
books.
should I introduce myself when I meet people? What do you say?
Me?
Yeah. From Wales, isn't it?
Well, Wales' most famous... No, I'm joking. Wales' most mediocre Twitch streamer.
so you go with Twitch streamer now.
I go with I just go
YouTuber.
online personality, which is
I'm
so
an online I hope you don't say you're an influencer.
I don't. No,
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 I
no.
hate
that fucking
no
word.
one would.
I say a general online personality, and they're like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "Well,
If you know, you
I'm
know.
like, do
Yeah.
you like cycling? I do this thing sometimes. I
Like
cycle
cycling and
on camera."
auctions.
Yeah, I was like, "Do you like auctions?"
What do you say, go on?
So I talk about anime for a living.
Talk about anime.
That
Kind of works.
yeah, well, I guess that works.
What do you say? You
I
don't-
say-
do you
I say-
talk about anime.
No, I say CEO of a fashion brand.
CEO of a fashion. That's worse than best-selling author. CEO of a fashion.
They're both just as
I've
pretentious.
got a fashion brand. Nobody buys it, but I got a fashion fucking CEO. I'm the CEO of Abroad Japan Industries. It's crap, isn't it?
That's what you can say
I
from
do
now
think
on.
if someone tells me they're a CEO, I immediately think you're an idiot. Because I'm like, well,
I mean, I am.
So
because like often when people say it, it's like it's if you because most CEOs don't introduce themselves as CEO. I feel like a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, they don't say the word CEO.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
they might be like,
run-
I'm a
unless they're like
CEO.
really up themselves. And like,
I'm
"Yes,
just-
I'm a
Yeah,
CEO."
yeah.
All right,
If
but
someone that immediately says I'm a CEO, I'm like,
Yeah.
Of what?
Anything I'm like,
Yeah.
breastfeeding
Might as well
books.
just put entrepreneur on your
fuck
Twitter
that.
bio, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same
always
kind
a
of
red
vibe.
flag.
Yeah.
I think people realize that entrepreneur has a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people just say CEO.
Yeah.
Because CEO is now the big hot word that everyone is like, whoa.
I know, I'm just really bad at saying myself because I don't want to
yeah.
go too
I
far.
think it's a
'cause-
British thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a British thing.
We just shit.
And I go to LA and the first sentence is, "Oh yeah, hi, I'm this. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this."
It is weird when I talk to people and they're like really proud about what they do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you proud?
Why are you proud? And I'm like,
I feel
"Hi, I watch cartoons, and that's
I
pretty
think
much
we weren't
it."
supposed to be
Yeah.
proud about the stuff we do.
Like in LA, everyone I spoke to was like, "Yeah, I'm writing a script for a movie that Steven Spielberg looked at once 5 years ago." And it's like, "Oh wow, great, yeah." And like everyone really pushes themselves hard.
Yeah.
And in the UK, I feel like you just sound like a douchebag if you say you've done anything.
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
So it's kinda like-
you could literally have like cured cancer, and they'd be like, everyone would be like, "Oh, fuck off, Barry, right? Calm down. What
Fuck off, chopsticks.
are you fucking doing? Oh, go solve another cancer, mate."
And that's why I fucking hate networking events.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Not, it's like speed dating for your ego. So you're like you go there and you're just like, let me inflate my ego as much as possible and see all these inflated egos.
Well, the
and,
most important people often are the ones that have to desperately be like, "Oh, I've done this. I've cured cancer and built a rocket out of salmon." And you're like,
Rocket out of salmon.
that's my next goal. But like, yeah, I when I'm at networking event, I remember I was one at the UK years ago, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
midway through the career, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I do YouTube videos." And he went, "Oh yeah." And sort of looked past me, and it's just like, "Oh, fuck this." Haven't I?
Yeah.
It sort of just looks away and takes a shit, and they're looking past you.
They're trying to find someone else to bounce off to.
Yeah.
So I don't know what can I call myself? What can I say?
I think being a YouTuber is fine.
Yeah, I think it's getting.
Selling author YouTuber.
You can tack that on top of.
No, I
Yeah.
think the best-selling author will work against the YouTuber title. It'll come off as bad.
Yeah.
I think you should just mention you're a YouTuber and then just mention, like, it should naturally come up in conversation, you know? Because best-selling author kind of gives the vibe that you're doing.
desperate.
I'm desperate.
You're desperate.
I'm fucking desperate.
You don't want to be
I want the title.
buy the book.
I am desperate. I'm desperate.
Of course you are.
What have I done? Nothing. I mean, the book. No.
Boxed.
I
Yeah.
did chess box.
Cycle.
That's how you can say you're like I'm I'm an undefeated chess boxing champion.
Watanabe. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. It's one of those things, and like even when people spot me around Tokyo, as happens quite a lot now that tourists are back.
Yeah.
You know, somebody met me. I was waiting outside of. I think it might have been Shibuya Station the other day, and someone went, "You abroad in Japan?" I went, "Well, I think so." And it's like even I like trying to be humble because you want to be like, "Yeah, of course I fucking am, mate." Yeah. Even that British like weird humble networking thing.
Yeah.
That extends to like people run into me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, "Oh, I think I'm abroad in Japan." I'm
Yeah,
not sure."
whenever someone comes up to me, they're like, "Are you the anime man?" I'm just like, "No." But then sometimes I guess they don't see the irony in it. So I remember this one dude was just like, "Oh, are you the anime man?" And I was just like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he just walked off. I felt so bad. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding.
You know, I did that literally 2 weeks ago. When
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
Broad, I went, "No, I'm no," and he went. He sort of looked like he'd broken. And he was like, "You look an awful lot like Chris Broad." And he sort of stood there for a moment, and I was like, "This guy looks like he's going to
Are you
die."
getting annoyed with there's more fans recognizing you? And
No, honestly,
Okay.
it's not so much being approached; it's how you approach me.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you go, "Chris, I brought your book," I'll be like, "You're my best friend." That's a photo.
So but basically, if they've spent money, then they're your best fucking friend.
If you've bought the Abroad in Japan book and you have tangible proof,
I mean, I'll be
do
nice
you
to
a favour.
someone if they're like, "Oh, I've subbed to you on Twitch." So I'm like, "Oh, you actually fucking watch my stuff."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you're not-
yeah.
Like a lot of people see it and they're like, "I don't really know, but I think you're famous or something."
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I think if people approach me and they clearly know who I am, then that's fine. It's cool. Like it's good, right? I feel like you're watching or you're meeting a viewer.
Yeah.
But there were times when people were like, "You're that YouTube guy, right?" Like I was at like Skiji Fish Market a few years ago. And someone came over and was like, "You're like a YouTuber, right? You're Dave in Japan." I was like, "Who the fuck is no, I'm not." And but I've had people go, "You're like famous or something." I was with
hate
you
that.
literally
I
in
hate that.
Shinjuku a few months ago, having a barbecue or something
No,
at a
yeah,
restaurant.
this was like a
Some
like,
guy
what,
sat
it's like
down
2
next
months
to us.
ago.
And
We
just
we went to this one spot and I was like it's like a what was it called? It was in one of the sukiyaki places.
Yeah.
And we sit down. It's going pretty well for the first like 10 minutes. And we're just chatting. And it is roasting though. It was unbelievably hot in that restaurant. They just turned the AC on. And a group of 4 white guys sit down. And there's always, I think, that moment I think, in our heads where we're like,
We did look at each other and go, oh no.
do you reckon? Because there's just, because a lot of, if you're an English speaking tourist, odds are you've probably watched
chances
one of his
are.
videos.
I'm going to take this off in case I spill the wine.
So spill the wine.
And so we kind of thought, oh, I wonder. And then it was very obvious pretty quickly that at least 2 of them of the 4 group had recognized us.
Yeah.
And then it became really awkward because the 2 of them were trying to talk about it and explain to the other 2. And then this one of his friends was just so annoying. He goes really loudly in this restaurant. He goes like, man, they're just YouTubers, man. They're real people. Like really
And he
loudly.
looked at you and went, I think he has a podcast or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, all right, but like they were literally like,
It's like
here, we're
literally,
talking
like,
this
super-
distance, and it was just like we sort of went, yeah.
It's just awkward for us because we're
Yeah.
like, what do you like? What?
Just really came off as rude.
Yeah.
But like I was, you know, I don't mind it, but like I was surfing with Felix the other day, right?
Right.
Just surfing one of the last times before his son was born, and there was 2 people, like a foreign couple, basically, like swimming in the sea nearby, and you could tell they kind of recognised him and were sort of lingering there. And we got out. They got out, and we got out shortly after for a drink, and without saying anything, like, "Oh my God, Felix, what are you doing here?" or like, "Man, I've loved your videos." They just charged over and went, "Can we have a photo?" And like, Felix was like, "No," and like I was like, "Fair enough," you know, because like he didn't say anything. I think his policy is just don't take photos.
Yeah,
anyway,
his
right?
policy
which
is
is
just
I think a good point because like when you're that famous, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get mobbed. But like, that's the sort of interaction I hate. People come over and they're like, I need to get a photo. You don't even say anything.
Yeah.
There's no like conversation.
There's no conversation there. You know?
And you don't know whether they're like, you know, like they actually really like your content or they just
Exactly.
recognized you from the internet somewhere.
Yeah, I got the
right?
impression that maybe they just recognize him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a famous guy.
Yeah,
Let's get a photo.
You have a moment where you're just like, I don't know if you see me as just like an object, you know, where it's just like, hey, I get you watch my stuff, but you know, we are human beings.
Yeah, start a
as well.
conversation with me.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna come up.
Yeah.
That's the determining factor. So if you ever run into us, start a conversation.
Yeah, just be, you know, treat
Unless
us
I
like
look
normal.
like I'm rushing. Then
Yeah.
Unless it's an IRL stream that Connor's doing.
yeah, don't
And
please.
just
Yeah.
stay away from him.
Stay away. I'm horrible. Well, this one guy like got really pissed off at me because I was running to my train and I was literally like it literally pulled up and I had to go underneath the platform, get on the other side to get to the train, and I had headphones in, but I could hear someone shouting after me as I'm running down these stairs to go underneath. He's like just chasing me, and then like for a good like 20 seconds. And I'm clearly running, and I'm not running away from him. I'm trying to get to the fucking train.
Yeah.
Just trying to go, and I gotta wait another 5 minutes if I miss it.
Yeah.
And I was already late. And I'm about to get on the train. I take out my headphones, like, hi. And he's like, can I take a picture? I'm like, no, I gotta get on this fucking train. She's like, oh, well, fuck you then.
No, he said that.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Oh,
All right.
damn.
Yeah.
I got a guy that got off the train to take a photo with me. Like he was looking. I was on the train going somewhere, Shinjuku or whatever, and he was sitting opposite, and he just kept staring at me. And I was like,
I hate that.
And then I got off, and he got off, and he was like, oh my God, I need to get a photo. So he got off the whole train. The train left, and then he had to wait for the next one. I was like, wow, that's commitment. It was really nice. He was a really nice guy, and I love chatting with him. So like, that's all that matters. But like,
Don't sprint after me.
That's really, don't sprint after me, and don't be rude if clearly you're in a hurry.
Yeah. I mean, I was running, literally running.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you just don't stop people if they're running.
Just feel the only unbelievable point of that story was you getting a train, Connor.
Yeah. Taxi everywhere. I
have to taxi.
Man lives off taxis, dude.
In a Ferrari.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm guilty of getting too many taxis.
He's single-handedly keeping the taxi companies afloat in this country.
I know.
God, Connor's here.
I know it's bad because absolutely my privilege to share. Sometimes I'll get a taxi, I'll order it to my house, and then I'll open up the name, right? And then I'll see like that I ordered it from the same guy like 4 times in the past.
Oh my God.
Because their name will pop up and it'll be like, Tanaka-san is your driver today. And I'll see it 4 times prior.
Basically, your private driver at this point.
Yeah.
I should have been like, Tanaka, man, let's just cut the shit. Let's just cut out the middleman.
I'll give you 20 quid. Give me my private driver.
What's your private number?
Pull out.
Let's stop giving them a cut. Like, let's cut them out of this. Like, why are we wasting time? Well, I do it a lot. Because also I realized that you can also tax deduct it a lot of the time, and I was like, all right, this is very nice. In the summer, absolutely fuck. I will only get the train if it is like so much more convenient and makes more sense. But if I can avoid it in the summer, I'll just taxi and I'll just go broke. I'll just lose all my money.
I just don't go out in the summer.
Is that too? Yeah, I just
that's
it's impossible.
That
It's
too.
so I wish people would stop being like, it can't be that bad, right? I'm like, no, it is just not fun.
It's
Like,
bad.
I was in Kyoto just for like the day, and in the station, we only saw. I think we saw like the ratio was like just of foreign looking people. So but it looked like the ratio was like 3-1 foreigners to Japanese people.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was all. I'm like, why would you be in Kyoto in the summer?
Don't do
it's
it.
so brutal.
Or Japan in general. It's
so
really
bad.
not fun. I've had some friends come over recently for something and like they were.
You just can't enjoy it.
It's like a flame grilled experience when you step out the front.
There are
door.
so many people who come around this time as well. And I'm just like, you could have picked any other
I keep telling
any
people,
other
I'm like,
month.
Stop. Some people are coming next month for some Pokemon stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Don't come here in August. That's literally the worst month.
Because they love
It's
Pokemon, man.
shit. Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's fucking unbearable even as a Southeast Asian for me as well. Because even, I don't know how it compares to like Vietnam when you were in Vietnam, but I don't think Thailand gets, it gets pretty bad, but not like this bad. I think it's just because at least the mega city that Tokyo is, obviously Bangkok's obviously like a huge fucking city as well, but it just traps heat so fucking
Yeah,
well.
Vietnam was kind of like this in the cities for sure.
Yeah.
But like if you're in like small villages, it's a little bit better. But
Yeah.
that's the problem, especially in Tokyo. It's just like all the concrete
concrete
just
jungle,
sucks up the heat.
They
It's
were
just
like, let's
horrible.
have no trees.
You can
Anyway.
feel the heat radiating off the
Yeah,
tarmac.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
whereas if you go
Yeah.
to like the Inaka or something, it's like a couple of degrees cooler already just because of the ground.
I discovered what wet bulb temperature was this year. Have you
Is
heard
that
of
where
this?
your skin doesn't evaporate the sweat because of the humidity, right?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the mixture of the heat and the. Can you Google this to make sure I'm not talking out my ass? But essentially, like, I think it's like at a certain temperature on the scale, like no amount of water or shade can help you. Like, it's actually just dangerous to be outside for extended periods of time.
Really?
And I think Japan is regularly in that zone.
Oh shit.
Where it's like, man, you see people working in construction. You're like, what the fuck? Like,
Got those weird fans though. They're fan suits.
well, you notice that, yeah, they have the. They have
Yeah,
the,
I want that.
They have like two exhausts here, and they look like Michelin men. They have like a permanent
it's
shield.
pretty
That's
cool. The air circulating through
Yeah.
the seat
But it's
and whatnot,
fucked that it's gotten to that point where, like, to be outside or even remotely be a worker, you have to wear a fan suit.
Fucking astronauts right here. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
on
literally.
Earth.
Like, it's kind of.
I
Crazy.
really want to make that for the next nonsense piece. Just the fucking the fan jackets in the summer.
Dude, you need it.
Yeah.
It's fucked. I mean, it's absolute suffering.
Main takeaway: don't come here in August /
Yeah.
June,
Yeah,
July.
June,
Don't
July,
do it.
August.
June, July.
Yeah.
June's not super terrible.
It's
but
July
and August.
July
are
and
the killers.
August. Yeah.
Well,
Even-
June is mostly just like raining, so it's kind of miserable.
Even September, the start of September is not great.
Yeah.
September's
It's,
pretty rough
it's still
too.
bearable though. It's still bearable.
Better,
I'd say.
better.
This is the most British conversation ever.
Yeah.
Oh, the weather. Oh,
It is that. Well, it's like it's all you can think about because the moment you leave your house, you feel like you're on a timer of like death.
well, yeah, I just don't. Even in here, it's really quite hot.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by ShipStation. In my life, there are many things I wish I could automate: laundry, food, eating, everything. But luckily, there's one thing that we can actually automate: shipping. We live in an increasingly automated world, but some things still require tedious manual work. Luckily for e-commerce business owners, shipping is no longer a manual task thanks to ShipStation. Save time automating your shipping and returns in the ShipStation dashboard while keeping costs down with the industry-leading discount.
Hey, I know an e-commerce business user. He's right here.
As Garnt mentioned, I own an e-commerce store, my clothing brand, and sometimes when we have to do bulk shipping, it's a real tedious task to manage all of the labels and the shippings and stuff like that. You lose track. Thankfully, ShipStation is there for me. ShipStation makes it easy to automate shipping tasks for orders from every marketplace in one dashboard. Effortless integration everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more.
And with industry-leading discounts, you'll never worry about overpaying for shipping. Get up to 84% off USPS and UPS rates. And if that's not enough, use our promo code to try ShipStation free for 2 months.
So, my fellow trash taste hustlers, spend more time growing your own business when you automate shipping tasks with ShipStation. Go to ShipStation.com and use code TRASH today to sign up for a free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code TRASH.
Back to the episode. So I found out what the wet bulb temperature means. Basically, it's like a thermometer that's covered in a cloth that's soaked in water. And it also means that what are you guys looking at now?
Are we filming again?
Yeah.
Is this a podcast?
And also, it's like the temperature after like 35 degrees at like a certain humidity, your body can't sweat enough to cool you down. So it's dangerous and you can just die.
From like what, heat stroke or something?
Whatever I don't know what you die from.
Like dehydration?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, I
know,
definitely,
science.
I
I'm white
definitely
as
feel
fuck.
Japan is like in that stage all month.
Basically, it's just fucking hot.
It's hell on earth.
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes outside and I'm like soaked.
Yeah.
And like I feel gross. I can't do anything and I just stink and I stink.
It's just you normally, mate.
Yeah,
Use deodorant, bro.
Just cut that out of context.
I put
I stink.
I swear
the other day
stink.
I covered my entire body in antiperspirant.
Yeah.
It stood no chance against Japanese summer. My body was like, no, the sweat is coming out. We cannot stop.
I remember when you went through that phase where you're like, I'm not using shampoo. And then
I still don't use much shampoo.
your hair was like really ragged and like
Fuck off.
just like rope. You know,
Fuck off.
cut off Connor's hair.
It's like
shaped
carpet.
No, I still shampoo like once a week. That's good. It's healthy.
That's
for you.
that's the health.
that smell was.
Once or twice a week.
Don't use your 3-in-1 head and shoulders every fucking day with your withered hair. I'm holding on to the remains I have left, Chris.
Fucking hell. Why is it just a half-eaten piece of camembert, Joey?
Oh, I left that for you, Mr. Camembert.
This is supposed
I'm
to be like.
stabbing my camembert.
I think this could be a good YouTube series, Behind the Cheese Broad.
No, this could not. No, this would not.
Behind the
This would
Cheese
be a
Broad.
shit.
Where I
What, like
interview
the,
people
what about
about
the hot
cheese.
ones, but it's
Yeah.
a cheese board.
Cheese Broad.
Now you got to try the brie. Oh, it's amazing.
Can you explain what's happening in this picture? Just throwing up.
Check this out.
eating.
Yesterday, Charlotte and I went for dinner.
Yeah,
Sushi, which we do like once every few weeks.
Yeah.
And the price came to this.
7777.
7,777 yen. And the staff were like, you are the chosen one. Who I said to
Post that to our mildly interesting.
R/when did I ask?
Why did you just show us a receipt?
Oh, it's kind of cool.
No, it's fucking not.
It's cool.
Professional entertainer, you
It's
guys.
mildly interesting.
How have I made it 10
Check
years?
out this
into
receipt.
Congratulations on getting engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that happened. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Things that have happened in the past 9 months.
It was good. Well, actually, it was a disaster. But he did say yes. So again, it's kind of like the chess boxing. Like things didn't go right.
How was it a
But the
disaster?
end result
what
was
happened?
good.
What happened?
How was it a disaster?
Well, so we're back in the UK over Christmas and whatnot, and celebrating the chess boxing. Charles and I went for a holiday in the UK.
Yeah.
And the UK is actually nice for a holiday sometimes, which you don't get that if you live in the UK. You don't view the UK through the prism of like, oh, this is a nice country. So it was kind of like nice to go back here now and then and be like, oh, it's good. And we went to the Lake District, which we went to years before. It's kind of like a special place in the UK. And we went there and it was fucking shit because for 5 days it rained, stormed, couldn't literally go out for 5 days straight.
Jesus. Sounds like the UK.
Yeah.
It was the UK. And and I was like, fuck, I bought the engagement ring. I was going to do it here. It was going to be this magical moment.
Yeah.
And instead, we're just stuck in this like little person's house just going, oh, the weather's crap. So it kind of like tainted my image. But anyway, I wanted to kind of, Charlotte was like, I think the conversation came up about marriage. As I was kind of like, yeah, this will be fun. I was like, yeah, I think like we went to dinner and I was like, I'll lead her astray. I was like, marriage. What that rubbish, eh? Take a swig of my Merlot. And she was
Bring
like,
me another cheese
she was
ball.
like, what do you mean? I was like, it's just rubbish, though, isn't it? You know, if you overhear me having a conversation with Charlotte at a restaurant, this is the quality, the level of quality you can expect.
So this is your genius idea to throw her off the chance.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Marriage. Because a few times like, marriage had come up. We've
Yeah.
been dating a few years and it'd come up. And I was
Yeah.
like, we'll see. But I bought the ring a few weeks beforehand down in the UK, chose the ring, got at the shop. And that day actually while I was getting the ring, Charlotte was travelling around the town with her friend and I had to like keep an eye out while I was in the shop.
Yeah.
She'd walk past the window and see me getting it. But anyway, I got the ring and so I was like, marriage is rubbish if you think about it, innit? Who would want to do that? Nonsense. And she was like, what do you mean? You don't want to get married? I was like, I don't know, I'll think about it. Yeah. just trying to lead her astray. Yeah. And the dinner finished, we went back to our room to chat. And she got really upset. So what do you mean you don't want to marry me? I was like, well, I mean, like, she's like, you don't like marriage? You know, I thought we talked about it before. I was like, oh.
And then you can't do it there. Because
So we're literally in this room on the bed. She's like upset, crying a little bit. I'm like laughing like a monster. She's like, what do you mean you don't want it? And I'm just like, because I'm like, the bag's over there with the ring in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, if only she knew. But I can just be like, well, guess what? It's a wedding ring.
Well, here's what I made earlier.
Yeah, you can't get engaged.
Yeah, that's not romantic.
Against
No,
that, even like in a funny way.
Yeah.
Her memory of the engagement would just be like trauma. Crying and trauma. Like, what do you mean you bought it? Like, it would just be shit. So I had to like hold off, but it was really uncomfortable. And like, so we had like 4 days of like just off the back of that, me being like, yeah, I'm sure we'll get married soon. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry. I'll engage. Yeah. And then luckily, we got down to Durdle Door. Durdle Door. It's like this rock shaped like a
famous.
door.
Yeah.
It's good. They filmed Tears for Fears music video there.
Nice.
That's why I like it. And then I did it there. And I think I put the camera on the because I do think the engagement thing is important. Some people literally just do it on a sofa, like marriage, innit? And they're like, yeah, all right. And then some people really go like really far, and like doing a fucking hot air balloon, over, Egypt or something. I wanted the middle ground.
Jackie Chan around the world in 80 days. What the fuck is this?
Where did you do it? Go.
I'll let you finish your story.
Yeah, but like
first,
so I wanted the middle ground. I wanted somewhere that was a nice location that I look back on and go, that was nice. And so I found Durdle Door. The wind was like a fucking hurricane that day. Like, mess. I put the camera down in the just in the rocks on the floor, and I was like, let's take a selfie. She's like, oh yeah, okay. And we took a selfie, and I was like, all right, I've got a self timer, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1. I got down, went 3, 2, 1. Will you marry me? She was like, really? I was like, yes. Had it the whole time. And I think she was happy, but it made up for the awful shit of making her cry in the Lake District. And it was a nice, happy ending.
That's
and,
good.
It was a lovely backdrop to it, and it's a nice memory now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll just forget about the bit where I made her cry.
Congratulations.
Marriage day, what a load of shit, innit? Like, it was literally that bad, and I'm an idiot.
Oh, it's good to know that I'm not the only one.
It sounds like they always go wrong.
I'm not the only one that fucked up his proposal, and it still went right in the end.
You did? I thought you did it by the River Thames, right?
Yeah, I did it by the River
seen the photo,
Thames.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've told this on stream before, but I'll tell it again here because I don't think I've told it on Trash Taste before. So yeah, like my idea for the engagement was going to be like a repeat of our very first date that we ever did. So
romantic.
Yeah, like how you were saying, some people go super extra. I'm more like a sentimental, personal kind of person.
Hot air balloons.
No hot air balloons. No special things. So on our first day, we cycled down South Bank along the Thames, and there was this like picturesque place that we stopped at, and we took one of our first pictures we'd ever taken on like that first date. And I was like, this has sentimental value for me. This place has sentimental value. So my idea for the engagement was going to be, we're going to repeat our first dates, and we're going to stop at that point, and that's going to be where I do it. Obviously, at this point, we've been dating for like 7-8 years. So it's been a long time since I've been back to London. So I was like, we were back just for, I guess, like a month or something. So I was like, honey, let's try. How do you feel about repeating our first date? That's nice, right? And honestly, the date went really well. Like the beginning of the day, we cycled down, stopped out all of the places we'd taken like pictures before, and it was all going super well. I thought, yes, this is the vibe I was like hoping for. And then we start getting closer to where the engagement point was meant to be, and we start cycling closer and closer. And I start looking around. Start seeing scaffolding slowly get more and more dense.
The UK roadworks.
And I'm like, that's weird. That wasn't there before. And so I started like single sweat drop starts like coming down, and I'm like, sure it's just the area. Sure it's just the area. No, there's nothing to worry about. And then the day goes on, and as we cycle closer, the construction and the scaffolding progressively get more and more dense to the point where this photogenic area spot was just kind of like in an area right next to the Thames, like very picturesque. And we got to the entrance of that area. And it was just shut. It was just completely shut, all closed off thanks to construction. And at this point, I'm like, normally, when I have a plan, I have like a plan B. So I'm like, Garnt, engineer, you can engineer a plan B. And I like cycle through, I cycle through what my plan B is. And I'm like, I don't have a plan B. Fuck, what do I do? So, like in a state of panic, I'm like, maybe there's another entrance somewhere. Maybe there's another entrance somewhere. And Sydney's like, yeah, sure. Let's go. Let's try going find another entrance. So we cycle around, and this entire area is just closed off, thanks to construction. Thanks a lot, City of London.
Bloody Boris Johnson.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Big Ben is still.
No, it's good now.
Oh, it's good now.
It's good now.
It was like
It's
that
good
for
now.
like how many fucking years?
Half a decade.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we cycle around the entire area looking for an entrance, but this single area is just closed off for construction. So at this point, I just like, in my mind, I just like given up. I just like, all right, it's done. This was a good plan. Maybe I'll try and find another day. And I turn over to Sydney, and you know, Sydney knows me very well. I think she could see how much I was panicking, and I think at this point she could suss what was going on. She could suss what was going on. So I look over at Sydney, about to say, let's just call it a day for the date. and I look at her, and I take a breath. And she gives me the most evil eyes I've ever seen Sydney give me in her life, because I think she knows what I was about to do, and she's like,
He's bailed.
She's like, no, you are not bailing. We are doing this today. and so I turn over and I go, do you want to keep cycling? And so I was just like, maybe God will smile down on me, and maybe there's a nice spot that's not like all fucking painted in construction. So
Sydney's like, good boy.
Yeah, she's like, good boy. So yeah, we cycled down for another like 20 minutes, and thankfully, there's like a place that looks like halfway decent.
Yeah.
And you know, I set up the camera for the selfie, as you do. Get the selfie. Although I took the video.
Get the Twitter engagement.
Yeah,
Gotta
and
get
you know,
and threads.
Yeah, Sydney told me afterwards that, of course, she knew what was coming halfway through the day. She could see how much I was panicking. But when the ring came out, she just completely blanked, and so did I actually, because we didn't realize until after we saw the video that I didn't realize this, because I was just like so shot up with adrenaline. Pulled out the ring. She was just like gasped for air in shock, even though she knew what was coming. She didn't even say yes.
Shit.
we didn't.
So what did she do? She was just like, all right, let's go home.
She gasped for air. She started crying, and I just hugged her, and I guess in the moment I heard yes.
You're just like, you're like hugging her, and you're just like, please say that was a yes. I beg of you.
And we didn't realize until after we saw the footage that, shit, you didn't actually say yes in the moment. I just hugged you and assumed you did say yes.
Oh my god!
You pull away, and she's like, no.
She's like, oh,
Marriage annulled.
yeah. It's like, well, it's too late to back out now, right?
I never said yes. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's one of those things that you do panic. It's quite a scary thing. You want it to go right, and
yeah,
you know, I thought she would say yes, despite making her cry.
Yeah,
there was a lot of. I was really nervous when I did it.
Right.
I think everyone is, right, when they go through that?
I guess so.
I don't know. I can't really imagine a dude just being like all calm and collected, being like, yep, this is going absolutely according to plan. I'm going to fucking nail the landing. Everything's going to go well. They might say it beforehand.
You've never been in a hot air balloon over Egypt.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
I mean, I haven't.
That's
but I mean, I'm glad in a way that it went wrong, because it's just become such a core memory for me now.
And
and
think you'd forget it otherwise? You're like, oh shit, that is how we
It's like, oh yeah, I have a wife now.
And yeah, I just think
it's gonna be a core memory regardless.
it's a core memory, but the emotional journey I took to get to like final
Made it
moment
better.
just like amplified it, just because I went through like so many emotions in those like 6 hours or however long that day
Right,
was.
because otherwise if it went smoothly, it'd be like, it's like when you beat a video game on a too easy difficulty. I should have experienced it in a harder mode. Should have had like a boy trip in front of us in the picture or something.
Yeah.
Should have arranged it.
What's your engagement going to be like one day?
I'm gonna.
You're gonna like artificially add like difficulty to your engagement.
Yeah, I'll have like I'll hire like a bunch of actors that are gonna be me. It's a battle royale.
Wow.
All of them pull out the ring. It's like, which one's the real me?
There's got to be some kind of test, you know. You can't just be married.
If you really love me, you'll know which one's
it's
me.
easy to say yes. You got to prove it.
It's like you just ripped off Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
What's going on
There needs to
here?
be boss fights, boss music at least. I'm kidding.
I don't think you are kidding. That's the worrying thing.
No.
You must win my love.
If you want this ring, you must take it from my hands.
You want to be a part of my...
Just Dark Souls level.
There's like a treasure hunt. Only then, if you solve the riddle, may you.
All right, I hit it as a geocache. You have to go find it.
Yeah, you open up the box, it's just an empty box, and it's just like the ring is all.
shitty Mr. Beast short. It's like, go to the Bermuda Triangle, and in there you will see what you seek. And it's like, just a dead man.
Check his hand. It's got the ring on it.
But
Fair enough.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
from the gauntlet.
Yeah,
congratulations.
cheers.
Lots of congratulations for you.
What else
Yeah.
was that? What else
Well,
was that?
book, chess boxing, fucking proposal.
Fucking
Yeah.
proposal.
What else you got?
Fucking proposal.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Oh,
You miss Sendai
pretty
all
much
now
it.
that you have moved?
Nah, it's good though. Nice. But
How
like,
does Natsuki feel about it?
he never wanted me to move to Sendai.
Oh, really?
It's easy for him to get to Tokyo by plane. When he was trying to, when I said, I'm thinking of moving to Sendai, Tokyo, he was like, Sendai, very fuck. And I was like, oh, all right.
Well
I
said.
got a bit of a conundrum though, like for the book, right?
Yeah.
I've got an audio recording actually in South Bank. I can look over where you got proposed and the
Yeah.
road works, and I've got to do an audio recording for 3 days in a room for the audio book. How the fuck am I going to do the voices of people in the book? Because I can't be like, oh, Chris-san, it's so good to meet you, said Mr. Takeshi. I can't like fucking try and do like impressions or
Are you
whatever.
kidding me? I think your audience would fucking love that.
I can see some issues arising. But there's only one voice actor here, and he's called Sea Dog. What would you do?
Well, I voiced the Nigerian archers myself.
Has that stood the test of time?
No, they did remove it. So I would. I would just do your like a different voice, but not racist. It's pretty easy. You don't have to go, oh, kurisu desu. You know, like you don't have to do that shit. Like what the fuck? You can just be like, you can just change up your voice a little bit.
It's tough though, isn't it? For Latsky, like, how would I be like? Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you've done it. You've done
Literally,
it. You've done
you can't-
impressions of Natsuki.
But
before.
Latsky, like, it's the grammatical structure just isn't there, so it's easy to be like, oh, so
Yeah,
very fucked,
just do
Chris.
your but do what you normally do. Oh, Chris.
But I
very
feel,
fuck, Chris.
I feel like,
just do that.
yeah. You just do it in your own voice, just being like, and then Natsuki said, "Always fucking place."
No,
fucking
no.
place.
You got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to let the readers know that the voice has changed.
Scary.
No, it's easy.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. It's fine.
First time doing an audio.
Yeah.
Can I do an American accent? Can I do an Australian accent?
Well, I'm
You can
convinced,
try.
I'm convinced you can't say the word umami without doing an American accent.
Umami flavour. Speaking of umami flavour, this camembert is pretty good.
For some reason, whenever the word umami comes into Chris's like vocabulary,
He has to add the
do,
word flavor.
the umami flavors. Why is that?
I don't fucking know. It's because I saw it on NHK World once,
Right.
where they like only hire American presenters and that's all they say.
Umami flavor.
We went to the
Umami
restaurant
flavour.
and we had umami flavors all over my face. And it's like, that's NHK World. See Pete Macy. Premiere 2.
You're going to do all of that, this entire book in 3 days?
3 days,
think that's easy.
80,000 words, 300 pages.
How many words is this?
80,000.
80,000 words in 3 days.
How many pages?
300.
Yeah, that's very doable.
Well, you have better reading skills than me. If
Chapter
it's
3, was it chapter 5?
You
Mini Dick.
also bloody wrote the
Mr.
fucking
Dick.
thing. So like for me, when I was doing audiobooks, I didn't fucking know what the book was about. And they'd be like, and the elves took their swords and conquered. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit that I'm reading? Like, I don't know what I was reading. And because when you do audiobooks as well, obviously you can't read the book and then do it. You read the book while doing the books.
Yeah.
So that was the hard part.
I did do a test read through the other day and I was laughing at my own jokes. How lame is that?
that's a good thing. That means you have good
That's
jokes.
good,
Like,
isn't it?
Good one,
yeah.
Chris.
Laughing at your own jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's pretty lame.
It's good.
Or maybe not in the recording. But,
It's going to be like Chapter 5, Mr. Dick. Like, how the fuck am I going to do that?
You just say it like that. Like that. You just did it.
I just want the
Take
audio
that, take
recording
that,
of
take
that.
that soundbite
Yeah, I just
now.
want the
Yeah.
audio recording of that. That's my new text tone.
Chapter 7, the sausages. Like, it's going to be shit. It's what it is.
So
isn't
remember to buy the audiobook.
This feels like the
I'm
superior
fucking buying the
experience
audiobook.
already.
I'm definitely buying the audiobook, bro. I want to listen to
it?
that.
The way to go.
When is that going to be released?
September.
Oh, wow.
Somebody's going to have
wow.
a real time editing that in South Bank. Okay.
Why are you doing it in South Bank?
So now that's where the recording studio is.
There's a lot of studios in London.
Okay. You didn't think about doing it in Japan?
Nah.
You probably wouldn't want to do it.
I think I'm doing it like the day you've got your show in London. Like,
Oh,
you'll be
yes?
like across
Oh,
the
really?
road from you.
Come on,
You'll be like
afterwards.
a sellout show to millions, and I'll be in a recording booth being like, Mr. Dick. Mr. Dick got his cock out.
Come on our
And
show.
like-
Wait, are you actually going to be in London during our show?
yeah.
Like, do you want to come on our show?
Maybe.
Come on stage.
What day is it?
The 9th
ninth.
of September.
9th of
Oh,
September.
I might be there.
Yeah.
Do I get
Oh,
like
okay.
special perks?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
What
want.
do I get?
All
I can just,
right,
like,
great.
roll around on stage.
Mr. Dick!
Can I throw my hardback books into the audience?
Sure. Some people would love it.
Hey,
Bang.
Six people
hey,
concussion.
Londoners, you get a special guest
Yeah,
abroad in
yeah.
Japan for your show.
He's confirmed it.
He has confirmed it.
Just like my six-pack, it'll definitely happen.
Get your tickets because those are we still got like a little bit of like.
Yeah, we
space
still got
left.
London tickets left.
Yeah,
It's a big venue, isn't it?
it's our biggest venue we've ever done.
Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo Theatre.
Apollo.
Wow, sausages.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Sausages.
Sausages. Sorry, will there be sausages? Will there be camembert?
I will have sausage.
Oh, you can bring it on stage.
Yeah.
Just throw camembert and sausages into the crowd.
That is the least flavorful camembert I've had in my life. by the
It's
way.
pretty shit.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
think we know
disappointing.
who likes cheese. 'Cause, like, they still got 2/3 left.
I'm
It's
the
like
only one eating
fucking
it, by the
Mickey
way.
Mouse's closet over here. Like, it's
Also,
gone.
I just had lunch. You know, it's
Excuses
sorry
gone.
right
It's
now.
the finest cheese I could afford. Who wants some more wine? Oh man, over here I was on YouTube flicking through like you do, which you should never do. On the homepage, it's a dribble of wine for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
A bit more.
There's not
I
much
saw a
left,
video that triggered me.
Go
And
on.
it wasn't even Sea Dog VA. Do you want some? It was. White girl speaks Japanese to Japanese people. Japanese people shit themselves.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, it's just a video.
I want to know, do you ever watch like, I'm going to guess you don't watch TikTok at all. You don't seem like a TikTok guy,
I
Chris.
despise TikTok.
But you,
The day that Chris comes up to me and says, "Did you see that thing on TikTok?" is the day that the world is going to
You
end.
know something bad's going to happen.
but yeah, you might be aware of like YouTube Shorts, right? What's your opinion of like the new wave like YouTube Shorts, which is like, here's some weird things in Japan.
I wanna-
Number one,
Top 5 things that you didn't know existed in Japan.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, I want to buy an island and just live there and fucking turn off the internet. Like when YouTube Shorts was kicking off, I was speaking to YouTube and they're like, we think it would be really great, Chris, if you could do some YouTube Shorts. I was like, how about fuck off? And not, you know, I know YouTube Shorts for some people and I get it.
Yeah.
But I hate them. It's not my demographic. I did one on Abroad in Japan once and people were like, what the fuck is this? Because my demographic's like a 32-year-old white man in Swindon and like and maybe more.
That's it. That's the entire
The only guy.
the entire population.
my
of Swindon.
demographic,
You could be the David Attenborough of Japan. It's just like
my demographic's older people. When I say older people, like people who are 25 to 35,
yeah.
who are less keen to watch shorts.
Yeah.
I don't watch shorts. I hate them. And it is literally just, did you know there's a ferry in Japan that you can ride and it goes across the sea and I found a vending machine, you can get Pocari Sweat and you shit yourself. And it's like,
All of
like,
that.
do you know
in
how
a
much
row.
fucking time I spend on my videos and it's shorts, like just crap videos going, this is first
Where
class
does
drink.
your annoyance come with the shorts? Is it because you feel like they're lower quality, or is it because you think they cover stuff in a superficial way? Like-
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. Superficial. I don't know. Just Japan feels like more and more like a playground for shit content, and
Yeah.
like content creators coming over in spades now. Just it's everywhere. You know. I don't want to be like the gatekeeper of Japan.
Yeah.
You know. I've been here 10 years. I know more about Japan than you do. That's literally the last 10 years I've spent here.
Yeah.
A lot of foreigners I speak to.
If you want to make a YouTube short in Japan, you have to go through me.
It's literally like top trumps when you sometimes meet a foreigner in Japan. You're like, how
Oh,
long
yeah.
have you been in Japan? And you're like,
they-
well, I've been here
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 years. He's like, I've been here 9. I know more than you do.
Yeah, that does happen.
I
a
know
lot.
more about
Yeah.
the culture.
I hate that shit.
And I don't want to be like that. right?
Yeah.
But there are, people coming over here now. But I am that man.
I haven't met anyone. I haven't met anyone yet who has been here more years. So it feels good.
Hold on. I have a TikTok to show you.
Oh, fuck off.
And I think you will actually get a kick out of this one. This had me cringing in a sense that oh my God, I've never had such
I don't mind shorts for comedy necessarily.
Yeah.
Comedy, a quick joke, funny.
Yeah.
But just boiling down something into seconds, it robs it of any emotional sort of value.
Build up.
And you feel like you watch it, you forget it. Like
Chris,
that.
do you know what does really well on like shorts and TikTok? Promoting a product.
Like a book.
Like a book.
Like a book.
Like a book.
I bought a book in Japan. I made a book in Japan. It's just like,
you shit
yourself. It's so good, you'll shit. Did you know there's a book about Japan that's so good, you'll come?
Okay. Yeah. Chris. Chris,
Literally, you shoot shorts.
Here's how to do an abroad in Japan YouTube short. Just be like, here's one weird thing that happened in Japan, or like, and you just tell the story. It's a short story, and if you want to buy,
You can find out more in my book.
Yeah, if you find out more stories, I wrote a book all about my life in Japan.
There you go. Perfect. You can make it in 60 seconds and
I never thought I'd see the day Garnt was trying to sell me on YouTube shorts. What has he become, Garnt? What has he become?
This is fucking awful. This is so bad.
What is this?
I can't believe my trip to Japan is over already. I said I can't believe my trip to Japan is over already. To be fair, it is pretty rude to put in earbuds while someone's trying to talk to you. Well, was your trip as adventurous as mine was? There were some new specialty vending machines I didn't see on my last trip, and Wait, you live here? You don't look Japanese, and yeah, I would know. I've seen several anime that take place in Japan itself, so...
What the fuck is this?
Well, I bet my knowledge of Japan is better than yours. Hey, no backing out of this one. You challenged my knowledge to the greatest country on earth, so there's no backing out of this one. I'll start with the first question. Okay, question 1. What is the age of consent in Japan?
Oh my God.
No, that's actually not correct, because if it was, I'd be in jail right now.
What is this? Is this real? Like,
That's a parody. It's a parody.
all right, I'll forgive
making fun
it.
of people who idolize Japan, I suppose, too much.
Which does happen quite a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I've unfortunately met a few people who are like that.
Yeah, well, I think some people comment as well. They're like, "You guys just all fucking hate Japan. Why are you there?" And it's like, no.
Who?
You
You?
know, some people.
You?
Occasionally, we get questions. We get comments like that on the show.
Oh, well,
'Cause
it's
we-
always that. If you're
Yeah.
critical of Japan anyway, you'll always
Yeah.
get destroyed by
I think-
someone.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been here long enough, I think you'll just have complaints.
Well, I'm working on a video now to promote the book a little bit called 10 Years in Japan, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. And I'm at that scary bit where I'm like scripting the ugly bit. And it's like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Like, there's some things you just don't
Can we
touch.
talk about the age of consent?
They hired it. They upped
God.
it. They upped
It's
it.
like the ugly.
So I've got to tread carefully, and I
Yeah,
feel very
yeah.
careful how I do that.
Well, because Japan's problems are pretty real problems.
There are lots of problems. But I still think the net on the net.
It's still
Yeah,
net
yeah.
It's a very
positive.
positive. That's
Yeah.
always what I have to preface with,
Yeah, it's because sometimes what I do dislike is that sometimes there'll be like a TikTok showing like, these are the top 5 vending machines in Japan. Then the first reply be like, why is rape so underreported in Japan? And it's like, whoa, like what is this? These energies aren't matching. Like it's like someone who's trying to like on it like enjoy Japan, and then someone who's like absolutely trying to be like, it's a terrible country. The sexual crime is higher than the US, and it's like, okay, well,
I feel it's so weird as well because Japan is one of the few countries where that phenomena happens. Where it's like if someone who's a foreigner is like, hey, guys, by the way, I'm moving to Japan tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then there's always that one person that's like, do you know that like the sexual crime rate in Japan is like really fucked? And it's like, okay, thanks, I guess.
I mean, it is.
But like you don't but any other country, you don't get that.
That's what I find interesting about YouTube Shorts and TikTok comments in general.
Yeah.
Just because Shorts and TikToks are just reaching an audience that are so vastly bigger than you'd get on like a stream or like long YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You just see what kind of comments you'd get if your content would be recommended to people just like outside of your own interest.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you get some of the most fucking unhinged comments you have like all time.
Oh my God.
On like Shorts and TikToks.
It's just kind of crazy sometimes when I see someone who just gets like an order from McDonald's and they get like 10 million views because they're just talking about like Shaki Chicky. It's like, it's just chicken.
What do you shake?
You shake.
Still,
apparently this-
YouTube short views are worthless.
Yeah.
Both literally and financially. Like I was speaking to someone, they got like 10 million views, and it's like, I
Yeah.
made $1. It's like, wow.
I mean, it
So
sucks because I've been very resistant to them for a long time, but I've recently started kind of trying to do them more because just the people I spoke to were like, "Yep, it's kind of
you've got to do it.
you've got to do it," and also YouTube is only going to keep incentivizing it more and more. Right now, it's maybe not the best, but it's slowly they're putting more eggs in that basket.
At least they're paying you on like TikTok, you know. So that's already in the
yeah,
right step.
well, yeah. That's at least one good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, my short channel gets more views than all my other channels combined. I know, obviously, the views is very
It's just
different.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
I wouldn't say it is, but I know a big YouTuber in Japan who has millions of views on shorts and millions of subscribers as a result. But his main views don't go above like 20 to 50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the point of that?
That's
You
the
know?
problem.
I would much rather have an audience that's there for the long form content, where a lot more thought has generally gone into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Focusing
agree.
on a topic
I
where you
agree.
can feel emotion and try and get something like.
I think best of both worlds, you can do both.
You
right?
can do both,
Yeah.
and maybe I should explore it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather chop my fingers off. I don't know. I just,
I
I
think
hate that pressure of having to do shorts. I've had so many people, YouTube and organisations and people I work with, go like, "You need to do shorts." It's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I just shut the YouTube channel down and go and fucking read a book for 10 years. Honestly, I hate
My
being-
book. That's on sale right now.
I hate viewing YouTube through the prism of business. I've always, all I give a shit about is trying to make a good video, fucking throw
That's
my
why
energy
you're
into that video
Yeah.
and release it into the wild.
Yeah.
Right? And I
And it
hate,
shows.
like,
Yeah.
you've got to do YouTube shorts, man. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And it's like, no, I just want to make a video, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I hate that pressure.
Yeah.
That's ever present.
I guess the problem is you just don't know where the platforms are going a lot of the time, so it's very hard to be like, oh, a lot of eggs are being put in this basket, more than I had originally anticipated, and now I'm fucked because I didn't adapt. And that's always the worry.
I just hope
But
you're as
also
excited as I am about Reels, Connor.
Oh, fuck. So.
Reels.
Yeah, those are blowing up like crazy, aren't they?
What the fuck is Reels?
The Instagram reels.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, it's not Reels. It's Threads.
Oh, Thread.
yeah.
Oh,
Threads.
We've talked about threads.
Yeah. Oh, Threads, everyone, Threads. Oh, so that 2 days later, there's nobody
Yeah, the
here.
Google Trends was interesting.
It was just
Yeah.
like,
Like a fucking Falcon 9 rocket. Going up and down, like.
I mean, I would have liked to use threads more if it didn't share the same problem with Twitter, which is just show me who I fucking follow.
Yeah.
Please. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I saw people I don't follow on my feed, I'm like, okay, no. This
I
is
actually
it.
had the other problem where it was like I was following people, but there just wasn't any stuff on the timeline because people weren't
Well,
posting
yeah.
that much,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, this is kind of fucking boring. At least on Twitter, I see some weird shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't like
I,
Twitter.
you know, I know I'm getting old because I'm just like, I miss the days where if there is just like a social media platform where I get to decide what I see. And it's not some fucking algorithm or some fucking computer deciding, hey, this is the thing that's going to interest you the most, you know? Because, you know, for a long time, that was my Twitter. That was like my Twitter. Twitter was like my safe space of just, my safe space of just like, if I want to follow the people I'm following and what they're getting up to, this is the space.
Yeah.
And then Elon took over and now it's just a fucking
Yeah, I
quote
get-
retweet hell.
It's awful. I get retweet. I tweets that come up that's just shit that I should not be seeing.
Yeah.
Like, Andrew Tate.
It was-
Like, what the fuck? Hell, no, I don't want to see Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Originally, I was making fun of Chris for buying Twitter Blue, and then I looked at my analytics, and it was like up and down, and then it's crazy. It literally took a nosedive after they removed verification,
Yeah.
Right.
and like the tweets just weren't being pushed to anyone.
I tried to get rid of Twitter Blue after a month, and it wouldn't go away.
But
It's like
then
letting
I-
a fucking bear into your house. They're like, oh, I shouldn't have let that bear in.
But then I was like, well, the only reason for such a cliff dive was that I lost the verification, and so I joined up again to see if it'd go back up, and sure enough, right after I bought it again, went right back up. I was like, this is fucked.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only reason I use Twitter is to sort of promote my videos.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, of
YouTube
course.
has become increasingly shit. So
Yeah.
I thought, get Twitter Blue. At least it might promote my stuff and not nose.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does, unfortunately.
And that's the sad truth of the matter.
Yeah.
But
made it
then
pay to
obviously
win.
got like
Pay to
political,
win.
didn't it?
Pay to win.
But then you see verified accounts, and you're like, this is useless.
It's shit. Like Twitter's garbage now.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage. It's gonna be worthless in 5
Yeah.
years. I think.
Well, that's why I was hoping like Threads would actually kind of take off to
Yeah, it won't.
you know
Yeah.
replace it. But
I think Instagram. You're going to see Instagram get more popular.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it's-
yeah, yeah.
I've actually tried doing a little
I
more
saw
Instagram
fucking this
recently.
morning,
Yeah, I saw
Garnt
you did
posted
a
a fucking
story.
story, and I'm like, Dad's back! Holy shit, he's back with the
Uncle
milk.
John. I saw your stories. Like,
You know what? I'm gonna make
try
an
this
Instagram Instagram
thing.
post.
Oh no!
I'm gonna be like, look,
Oh,
look,
yeah,
what,
yeah.
Look what came in.
look what I got.
Look what came in, guys.
Best-selling
Santa
author.
ball.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do one with my book. Wait.
I'm gonna get an Instagram story of Garnt making an Instagram
You'll get a
story.
book one day.
There you go.
There you go.
Let me-
Oh.
There you go.
Oh no, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Can't
Look at
believe it.
this.
But like even my YouTube feed of content's just got really weird recently. It's all very odd, and like unfortunately, I'm just getting all this viral content that I don't want to see. Like, white person speaks Japanese. Japanese people.
So what do you?
Why is that fucking content?
Wait, why? You can do that.
What do you want to?
Because
why
it's
do
Easy
you-
views,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
time I put all this time into my video when I should be going up to Japanese people going sashimi chabimasu, and they'll go oh no, Uncle Joseph. Like that's not content.
Sake onegaishimasu.
Well, this all started from was that guy who spoke Chinese fluently?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
In
few.
New York.
Which and
Yeah.
the thing is that I think ultimately the reason why I think those Japanese videos aren't entertaining from a general level is that I think Chinese people are just way more shocked.
They are way more shocked. Japanese people go, oh, Nihongo Joseph.
They'll be like, oh, you know. And in China, in these videos, these dudes are like, they'll fucking like flip a table and sprint around and go,
That's true.
whoa!
Yeah.
And then that's why it's kind of
But it doesn't really
interesting.
work in Japan.
It doesn't. 'Cause
And
people are like, oh,
so I saw a video that had like, millions of views. And I clicked on it, must be good then. And it's literally like, oh, chicken tabimasu, tokini. And it's like tamani sashimi tabimasu kido. And amariski janai kido. And it's just like the Japanese man's like, oh, the Uncle Joseph is on there. And it's just like, if this is the level, what am I doing with my life? If I can get 20 times the views with 500 times less effort, I am doing something wrong.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we name this episode like Asian guy surprises two white men by speaking English for 2 hours?
It's like, most Japanese, they don't give a shit. They'll say Nihongo Joseph and then they'll move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And it was, but this video, I saw it so many times come up. And it's just
Well,
like,
they've done. I think I know who you're talking about. They've done multiple.
there's a few people. I don't
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying it's their, like, I'm angry at them because it's the algorithm.
You're
'Cause
angry
they
that it's
the thing about
successful?
YouTube, you make one video, it kicks off, it does really well. You want to make another. And some people have day in the life videos. Some people have tiny apartment videos. Some people have white person speaks Japanese. And there's these YouTube, and they go onto one thing.
Yeah.
And I've never done that, and I wish I probably fucking should have done that.
Sounds like you're more angry almost at yourself that you didn't take the
I'm
low-hanging
angry at
fruit.
myself, Connor. I think it's just like, what videos do well about Japan.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
when I'm desperate, I have like a break now, an emergency, and then the things fall on the floor. It's like, okay, yeah, tiny apartment. I
speak Japanese.
Japanese. Day in life or something shit.
24
And it's just
hours
like,
in.
You fucking know the content you need to make, but
Yeah.
you don't. But I just feel like I don't want it.
Well, there's a clip of me on like Hassan's stream where I ordered a Starbucks, and as you know, when you order a Starbucks, none of the words are Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, the title was like, it's Connor's amazing Japanese. And it was like, cappuccino, hitotsu. and then everyone in the comments like, what the fuck?
But can you say cold brew coffee?
Cold brew coffee. And then they were like, oh my God.
That's the hardest Japanese word to say.
Cold brew coffee.
Cold brew coffee.
Buryu.
Onegaishimasu. Go on, say it. Say it.
I can't. I just when I look at it, I'm like, I pointed it. I'm like, I don't know how to say it. Cold
That's why Connor
brew.
can't make a I spoke Japanese video.
cold brew coffee
I
in
should
Japan?
just do
Japanese
that.
people
I
come.
should just go to Starbucks and keep saying like a bunch of just ordering things until they sound amazing.
Cold brew coffee. Onegaishimasu. I don't know. I just hate the internet now. I'm old.
Sounds like you're
Sounds-
jaded.
sounds
at
like
the-
you're just
the
getting jaded
success
and
of
old,
the
yeah.
generations.
I
Yeah.
just think, I don't know. I'm just better. I don't know. I do, of course, I do still enjoy making videos there.
Yeah.
And I love my audience. I love the people that watch Abroad in Japan.
Yeah.
There's a really good core audience there. I don't know what the audience is. It's probably like 800,000 core viewership. And that's the most
That's a
important.
pretty
What's
good.
the-
Like,
That's very
I
good.
could make I could make a viral video that I
Yeah.
know would go viral, right?
Yeah.
But I just want to make the content I want to make. And,
Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about.
It seems like you have a real passion in like filmmaking.
I do, and I honestly, I get excited about the composition and the color grading, and
Yeah.
my least favorite bit is presenting, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you filmed like a whole fucking sniper sequence in the Journey
about
Across
that,
Japan,
Yeah, that's just gone like.
Yeah, that was fun.
which from a YouTube content perspective, absolutely not necessary at all.
Yeah.
You know?
It was a bit excessive.
I was
just a
definitely
bit.
excessive.
Just a bit.
But you know, as a content creator,
I made that because I wanted to watch John Wick 4 and it wasn't out in Japan. And Connor's like, oh, we're going to watch John Wick 4 in Hawaii or something. And then I was like, you bastard.
Well, that was what was powering me through on the cycle. Every
I'm gonna
day,
watch John Wick
every
4.
day, I was like, I'm going to be in Hawaii next week watching
Right.
John Wick 4, and
I-
that was enough to get me through.
So I was
it.
like, I can't watch it.
I'll make my own John
I'll
Wick
make it with
4.
Natsuki and Ryotere. And that's how that came about.
Natsuki Wick.
And Natsuki
You know,
Wick.
Garnt said something the other day. He said,
He said what?
he watched John Wick 4, but didn't watch John Wick 3, and was like, oh, it's probably not that important to the story.
I mean, it kind of is, but you can watch it without seeing
I
it.
don't think my viewing experience was diminished that much by missing some of the story
You
beats.
missed
That
so
were-
John Wick doesn't have much of a story.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, does watching John Wick 3 explain just the lack of any dialogue that John Wick actually says?
John
in
Wick
John
dialogues, him just going,
Dude, when he says,
are you pissed, John? Yeah. Like, that's John Wick.
I love that though. When he says, yeah.
You get the
love that.
backstory behind the yeah.
Something about that.
Picture is worth 1,000 words.
It's an interesting month of film. I saw Indiana Jones. I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones. Lord Dial fucking off.
Wait, you watched the new one?
Yeah. Because I love the original trilogy. But why are you laughing? White man watching Indiana Jones.
new one is so shit.
Yeah. I mean, nah.
I mean, we should have taken hints from Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, right?
yeah.
It's somehow worse than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Really?
Did you watch it?
No, I've heard it's way worse though.
Oh,
It's
really?
not worse. It's just not. The problem, Indiana
But
Jones
it's like
works.
soulless.
Indiana Jones works because Indiana Jones is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets the girl, he goes in the cave, he gets the treasure, he's got a globe-trotting adventure. And then Indiana Jones' Star Destiny, he's just a depressed man in a room. There's no spoilers, but Indiana Jones is just depressed. He's 81.
It's just like Harrison Ford in real life.
He's 80 years old. He's in a room going, ugh. The opening scene of him in his flat, some people are playing David Bowie too loud. And he's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, this is not Indiana Jones. Where's the adventure?
This is racist now as well.
This is a racist, angry man. And the opening, they de-age him. Using
I've heard this, yeah.
CGI wizardry. Like you've seen like Star Wars Rogue One. Which
Yeah.
kind of worked for a few characters, but didn't for others. But like do become painfully aware. Like it, in many ways, it's the best part of the film.
Right.
Because the
Because
rest
it's
is
the old Indiana
yeah,
Jones.
it's Indiana Jones. If they'd made it in the 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just like, we need to. Oh, I could get the treasure, but it's a lot of effort, isn't it? It's just like if I did Indiana Jones, we need to get the treasure, but will there be camembert?
But I mean,
Raiders of the Lost Fridge.
I mean, do you think that's just because the
Lost
idea of
camembert.
like fucking hero is just like, I guess, aged?
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's
like it's not all about like kicking ass and like getting the girl and like
No, I think if you've got a compelling story, the 80-year-old thing could work.
yeah,
But it doesn't.
but it doesn't. Yeah,
Is it a bad film? No. Is it a good film? No.
Did you watch The Whale?
No, I just can't.
I've only seen
I
that
know, it
one
just-
scene. I haven't watched it, but I've only seen that
Well,
one
they
scene.
call
Of,
it
What's
cry
the one scene?
porn or
Yeah, it's
something.
cry
Cry
yeah,
porn.
where he's like crying. I've only seen that scene. I'm pretty sure that's the only scene in the movie.
I just
I just wish you'd watch it because I bet you'd give the funniest review.
what would it be? No, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
in a
you'd be like,
fat
oh
suit.
shit, he just cries and he's just on fucking Skype call.
But, yeah,
Well, I'm all out fucking.
you can't say that word on it. You better hide that.
Oh yeah, we gotta bleep that. Well, Mudan bleeps it.
Yeah,
you got in
he
trouble
bleeps
for
it.
not bleeping it.
yeah,
Oh dear. But like, yeah, Indiana Jones. I can't recommend it, unfortunately.
yeah.
I wasn't going to watch it, so it's fine.
It's better than Kingdom because Kingdom, it's just a clusterfuck. It doesn't know what it needs to be, and there's literally Shia LaBeouf swinging with monkeys.
That's epic.
No, it's not. Just because you're a monkey man or whatever.
Did you ever watch Shia LaBeouf's like other weird films like
He's done all sorts
like
of awful
Nymphomaniac?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh, you have? Oh fuck! It's fucking.
It's fucking
bizarre.
weird.
But it's a good week for film. You got Mission Impossible
I watched it.
out in Japan.
Yeah, I watched at the premiere where Tom Cruise is supposed to be, but then
Where?
in SAG
Where?
in Toho. In
What, here?
Shinjuku. Yeah,
It's out now.
the premiere was. I went to the premiere.
How'd you do that?
Just bought tickets online.
Oh, I thought it was like Tom Cruise's one request.
Well,
We
no,
need to see
no,
Dog V8
So
for premiere.
I bought tickets to go watch the premiere because I thought, fuck it, I got nothing better to do on a Sunday.
It's good.
It's Mission Impossible.
Tom Cruise riding off a bridge.
It's
on a motorbike.
it's exactly what you think it's going to be.
Cool action,
Yeah.
threadbare plot, but quite fun.
I will admit, I was a little sleepy because I was like, it's like too much, and the villain is kind of dumb.
Right.
Do you want me to tell you what the villain is?
No, I kind of know a little bit, but
Okay, yeah. It's kind of, when I introduced it, I was like,
is it AI?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, AI's the bad guy again.
Okay.
Technology evil.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I mean, the stunts were impressive,
Yeah.
but it kind of went on like a little too long almost.
It's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
Jesus.
all right, come on,
Then
guys.
you've got Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you seem like you're gonna be watching Barbie, right?
It's probably quite good.
Well, you
The
can't
reviews
watch,
are good.
can't watch Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you
so-
can't watch
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. So
Why not?
Apparently it's
Not
going to
coming
be
out in Japan.
not coming out in
Yeah.
Japan.
People don't know why that is. I think it's because the release date is close to the Hiroshima bombing. Unfortunately, you
Yeah.
can't be
Yeah.
like, let's have a film about the bomb, and then the next day it's Hiroshima's, annual
Yeah.
event.
yeah,
So I do get that. I will come out there. I think in September. Don't forget Japan. They do have the movies like fucking 6 months after
Yeah.
they've been everywhere else.
yeah,
But normally that's announced ahead of time. So
yeah.
it's
It hasn't been announced yet.
I'll just
So-
watch it in the UK. The reviews for Oppenheimer look good. I saw someone go, it was great, but I hadn't a clue what anyone was saying. Just like Tenet, right?
Oh, great.
Where
Just mumble fist.
every like Christopher Nolan film is great, but I just
every,
don't know what anyone's saying.
Christopher Nolan film you have to watch twice at least.
Just to know what they're fucking saying. It's like it's like a cryptic mystery watching a Christopher Nolan film. Yeah, because you can't fucking hear what they're saying. Because
the mic's over
I'm
here.
like, and it's like, what? I had to watch Abroad Japan eight times to hear him talk about Camembert. Like, just come on, Chris Nolan, just make the audio like good. Because I remember like Batman Begins.
Yeah, Batman
Rises
Begins,
3,
yeah.
Dark Knight, what was it called?
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight
Yeah.
Rises.
Bane was what started it.
Literally had no idea what.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Bane half the
Bane
time
was-
is just.
What did you say?
Subtitles are great.
Yeah.
When I watched it with subtitles, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
I love that opening scene on when he's hijacking the plane. He's just like, I'm going to take this down. And the guy's like, no way. And it's like, yes. I'm like, I don't know what he said.
I love it's just so. I remember watching that and I was a bit cringe because he's like, "What's the next step of your master plan?" And he's like, and it's like, I remember going because that just sounds so lame. It's like crashing this plane. We're no survivors.
I know you also watched Silo.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Right.
I finished it last night.
It's really good. I also
What is it?
watching.
Silo.
What's Silo?
It's this Apple TV show about you're just kind of introduced to this silo where there's
Something's clearly
forbidden
happened.
relics, so you can't have any old technology, and there's no elevators, and you can only go up this one giant concrete silo, and everything has to be within the confines.
It's big as well. It's like 2,000 meters.
Is it
high.
like an indie kind of movie?
No. It's Apple big TV.
Apple
Apple
big
TV
production.
series.
It's really good actually.
Okay.
Just
Pretty good,
finished it
yeah.
last night. The ending is really good to the first season.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
based on a book.
I watched Apple have had a good run actually. I'm watching.
Yeah,
it.
I
Severance
still haven't
is
watched.
great.
I really wanted to watch Tetris.
It's pretty good.
Is it really
I
good?
haven't watched
It's
Tetris.
really fun. Really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Severance. Watch Severance.
have
Severance
watched
is
Severance.
Severance is
amazing.
the best.
You have?
One of the best shows.
Yeah, I have watched.
Oh,
Severance.
fuck yeah.
We've talked
That's
about
like
this
the best
literally on
show.
Trash Days.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought for some reason.
I haven't seen it.
I
It's
just assume
showing-
if it's good, you guys don't watch it.
What?
Because like anything good, you guys are like, oh, sorry, I'm watching too much anime stuff and playing gacha games. And
the best-
Jerry's like,
No.
I'm really listening to Pink Floyd for the 15th time.
Joey's
Shit, how did he know?
Joey's like, I've just finished listening to Pink Floyd and watching
No.
Akira for the 20th time.
Jerry's like, I actually found a.
That sounds like a good day.
Yeah. Jerry's like, I've just replayed a JRPG for the 19th time.
Best two shows last year: Succession #1, Severance #2. I'd say.
I've been watching Severance, but I really struggled to get through the
Succession?
3rd and 4th season.
You're talking about Succession?
Succession.
Yes,
Yeah.
what
It did go on a little bit, no doubt about that. But
Yeah,
the 4th season's pretty good.
What did I
I've
call it?
you called it.
You call it Severance.
Severance. Oh, fuck
yeah.
Succession. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Succession.
opening theme is a banger though.
I watched
It is
just
a
for that.
banger.
I'd ride around Tokyo listening to Succession theme tune like, oh yes.
Yeah, I've currently finished like 2 seasons of Succession, and
The second one's good. The
Yeah.
third one, it gets a little bit,
Yeah.
The fourth
Okay.
is good again. Yeah,
Brian
Okay.
Cox carries that show.
he does.
He's
Very much
very
so.
intimidating.
Started watching a new show on Apple called Hijack with Idris Elba, and it's about a plane being hijacked.
Oh.
But it's a bit like, just doesn't feel believable. The terrorists are really rubbish. It's just 5 people from Essex, and it's like, well, we're taking over this plane, mate. You better not fucking do anything. And it's just like, it doesn't work. It just sounds silly.
Apple TV's been doing a.
Not that I'm saying people from Essex are silly,
They're doing
but like
a
the
good
way
job.
they just, terrorists are just shit.
yeah,
Apple TV's been crushing it. Is Tetris good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I haven't seen
It's pretty
it.
good.
I really want to watch it. I
It's
haven't
quite
downloaded
original.
it.
It's very fun.
They also
script
did
well directed.
Drops of God as well. They did a adaptation of Drops of God.
Of course, you've watched the one about
Of
wine.
course, I've watched that. We actually watched it when we visited Napa Valley. I thought it was pretty good.
Doesn't look good.
But you had a wide variety of opinions just because Sydney is just like, it's not like the manga. It's not like the manga. It's not the real Drops
It's
of
an
God.
adaptation. It's not supposed to be exactly one to one.
Yeah, there's like this romance subplot, and in the original manga, like the two rivals are both guys, but in the adaptation, the main character is a girl, and she has like a romance subplot. I'm like,
It's like a live action adaptation.
yeah, it's like a live action
shit.
adaptation. I thought the adaptation was actually really fucking good. City was just like, it's not the manga. It's not the real.
Just read the manga.
Just read the manga. And I'm like, I had a good time.
You'll have plenty of trying to catch up because these writer strikes will.
Yeah.
I'd
There'll
say
be nothing coming out in like 2
Apple
years.
TV has been consistently the best over the last few years to some extent.
Yeah.
Then HBO.
Well, do you guys
Netflix.
do you guys remember the last writer strike at all?
Well, yeah, it was like when you back in the day when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'd watch Prison Break. And I'm like, why is it shit? All of a
Yeah.
sudden, watching 24. You're like,
Quantum
why
of
is
Solace, right? The sequel to
Yeah.
Casino Royale. Casino Royale, best Bond film ever, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, they gave up. It's just like, well, we better stop those terrorists. Like shit.
Yeah, I remember when the first writer strike happened. It was just like, as you're a lot younger, and I'm just like, oh, I'm sure people can write stories, even though it's not their job.
I don't remember it happening. I just remember it happened that all the TV shows I liked, a certain season would always be bad.
Yeah.
And then when you go online and look, it was like the writer's strike happened.
Yeah,
And that was why 24 was 10 episodes less.
and I was like, oh, this is why writers are important.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
It's almost like it's a qualified job.
I know. Oh my god. No, like for me, it was
Who would have
Heroes.
thunk?
Like Heroes
Oh,
was
Heroes
such
got
a good
fucked.
TV
Yeah,
show.
Heroes got fucked
and then
by the
like
strike.
season 3, I remember watching season 3, and this was back when like I even had an inkling of like there are people who made TV shows.
That was like the peak TV period as well, where it was like Lost, 24, Prison Break,
Yeah.
Heroes, where it felt like everything
Yeah.
was like, whoa.
And then suddenly every TV show I was watching got shit, and I was just like, well, what's going on? Why is this happening?
TV fell off.
Yeah.
Did you watch Black Mirror?
I did. What did you think? Did you watch all the episodes? Was there any
Big
episodes?
big fan of the writer Charlie Brooker. Love the original.
Wait, what season is this?
Season 6.
Six.
There's
Fuck.
6 new
5 and
episodes.
6 have been a bit.
And there's about, I would say, there's one absolutely god awful shit, should be a mistake episode. The one with the wolf, the werewolf.
Oh yeah,
That was like the worst episode of Black Mirror ever. It was so shit. And the Streamberry was whatever. The only ones I kind of liked, the true crime one was okay because of the Scottish guy. He carried it. The Podrick from
Game of Thrones.
He was so
as
fucking
angry
good.
Scottish man.
He was so good.
He was really good.
He carried the episode. It
It
was
was the best
charming.
acting I've seen in a long time.
And then the Aaron Paul one was okay, but it's too long.
No, I didn't like
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
too long.
I thought it was trying to be a lot cleverer than it was.
If you haven't watched
the ending was
Black-
just like,
uh,
oh,
It was like I felt like it tried to do the same kind of like twist as what's the one where he's like being forced to do a bank heist. There's an
Don't talk to me and dance.
yeah.
Sharp and Dance.
Yeah,
Sharp and Dance.
Don't talk to me.
I feel like
You've said that line before.
I feel like that episode had a really good fucking setup and a good payoff
That's
at the
such a
end.
good episode.
And then I feel like it kind of tried to do something similar where it's just like, oh, we have this setup, but it doesn't end the way you think it's going to end. And it's just...
I kind of like the Satan one.
That was the best
kind
one.
of fun. The acting was pretty fun in that.
Where
The devil was so funny in it.
the devil's the
These
dancer
out of
from Boney
context
M.
sound hilarious.
The devil's the guy from Boney M. That was fun.
Imagine the devil is just like a guy who's charming with a thick British accent. He's like, "What are you doing, mate? You got to go and kill him. It's midnight."
It's so good.
It's actually
That was a
pretty
really
fun.
fucking good performance.
It was like a kind of boring premise with fantastic acting that made it good.
agreed.
Not to be like biased, but I feel like whenever the Black Mirror episode was set in the UK, I was like, "Oh, this one's gonna be a good one."
It's true though.
There's a
I
banger.
just feel they're a
It
bit
is
more
true.
grounded in the UK and more
Yeah.
level-headed. I don't know why that is.
I just feel like a lot of this season of Black Mirror, there's an interesting idea there, but that interesting idea could cover like 20 minutes at most. You know what I mean?
The Streamberry one was no.
Yeah.
Didn't like.
You're fucking Salma Hayek.
Well, that
It's like,
was-
that's not a line that needs to be put
I
in the
guess
script.
that was like the tradition because Black Mirror is kind of struggling, right? Because it had this very tech focused
Yeah.
premise, And I guess now they've explored a lot of options.
And
now
everyone
it's
else is doing it, right?
Yeah, so
that's
now,
the power of Black Mirror. It inspired so many people to make.
Well, everyone
great
describes stuff as Black Mirror-esque, right? Whenever anything's dystopian technology, everyone's like, "Oh, it's very Black Mirror-esque."
CWA-IRL.
Yeah, he's just walking around with the camera. It's Black Mirror-esque.
I would also argue that reality has kind of caught up to Black Mirror as well in some way, where a lot of these out there ideas that happened when season 1 started airing, reality has kind of caught up, and we've realized, oh, it's actually happening.
It's just a
now.
documentary.
Oh, like
Yeah.
episode 1 where the Prime Minister fucks a pig.
Yeah.
It happened, didn't it? Allegedly, it was reported David Cameron did something with a pig.
I think, like, shut up and
Saying he
dance.
did,
There was.
defamation. But it was
You're never going to be
reported
allowed back in the UK.
Allegedly.
I think there's more ways that you can explore that feeling of feeling trapped online with twists and stuff, and feeling like online is kind of beholden and you're kind of being trapped by it. And there's more ways to explore that. I think that they've just
I feel
season
like
6 felt like given up.
I just feel like it's dumbed down for a younger audience a little bit.
Yeah, the
Because
true,
Netflix
the true
is like,
crime one could have been
could
interesting.
you guys just, make it a bit more like, accessible to younger people?
Yeah, the true crime one I felt actually could have been quite good, exploring true crime and the obsession of it. But I felt like they kind of were like, all right, now let's just do a twist, and it's kind of fun. Sorry to spoil.
That's fine. I wasn't going to watch it.
All the viewers. I just felt like because true crime is actually such a prevalent thing, and
Yeah.
there could have been a fun, poignant way to talk about it in a Black Mirror-esque way that kind of didn't feel like they nailed it.
Does Sid make you sit down and watch true crime documentaries like the man that killed his entire family for no
The
reason?
show-
No, I
on
just,
Netflix.
I don't. She doesn't make me sit
Because
down.
Charlotte makes me like, well, she doesn't make me, but she's like, I'm going to watch the documentary about everyone that killed the man. That
I just wake up and like she's
And
doing
smell
her
the roses.
she's doing her makeup, and I'm just like getting her ready for the day, and I'll just
His arms were
Timothy
cut
was
off.
drowned by his dad.
His legs were cut off.
and Timothy found his dead parents and called 911. Here's the call, and it's just a kid going, and I'm just like, oh,
And I'm like,
geez.
darling, it's 8 a.m.
I'm just like,
It
oh
is fucked.
Please stop.
I'm trying to get ready for the day, and I'm fucking sad hearing a kid report his dead parents.
Did you see the YouTuber that had charged money to see an 11-year-old boy's autopsy?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I did see that news.
Because I guess true crime is going so commodified now that what they had, I guess people are like, because obviously I think a lot of the historical cases have already been well documented. So now it's getting to the point where they're covering like stuff as it's happening, which is kind of fucked. Because like
Yeah.
these people were inserting themselves in like the process essentially, and were like turning up to the hearings and getting the information and just immediately posting about it. And it's like, it's pretty fucked. Like it's getting to this state now where like true crime is just, it's just like a reality TV show of what's happening, and then now they're showing the fucking morbid stuff because we have these systems of accountability where people would have to release information to the public, and now it's kind of being abused in a way where it's like turning it into circus shows and freak shows. It's like, if you want the HD photos of a dead body, go to my Patreon and pay $15. And it's like, that's fucked.
That's so fucked up.
It's so fucked.
I mean, that's part of the reason why I was never really into true crime in the first place. We've talked about true crime before.
We've
and
talked
like-
about it so many times because I think it's
Yeah.
it's an uncomfortable topic.
Yeah, and ever since the first episode we've talked about it on Trash Taste, the line has just been pushed more and more and more.
gotcha.
And going back to Black Mirror, I think part of the reason why Black Mirror doesn't hit as hard now is just because reality has
Online's
caught up.
scarier, yeah.
Online is
Yeah.
way scarier than when it was at the first season, where in the first season we can view like the stories of Black Mirror as like, ooh, look at this funny thing. And now we look at the late season of Black Mirror and we're like, actually reality is fucking weirder and
Needs to be more
scarier and
extreme.
more depressing.
I'm calling it next season. There'll be one basically like ripping off the Apple Provision. They'll just make one. Where it's like, a dad who sees his kid that isn't there, and he imagines he's still there even after the death of his kid, and he goes crazy.
And it's eternally fused to his face, and he can't take it
I
off.
genuinely think like they've become so shallow that it's so easy to kind of just predict a Black Mirror episode now.
Just hate walking into my sitting room and hearing, when we got there was blood everywhere. We couldn't stop the bleeding.
And
What had you
Netflix
done to that
churns them
child?
out
He'd
as
eaten his
well.
face. And I'm just like, I'm having a nice morning. I don't want to hear this. You need to put headphones in or something.
Yeah.
Like the man that murdered his entire family for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
What? No. It must have been a reason.
There's sometimes some stuff that's really like, you have that level of distance, but sometimes they show some stuff or talk about some stuff. I'm like, this feels like you shouldn't be allowed to This should
View
be
it.
public knowledge.
Yeah.
This feels like really fucked.
It feels really invasive right now.
Yeah.
What a great uplifting topic to end this podcast.
Keep talking about
I've
something.
got Aquarius in a wine glass. Nobody's ever done that before.
Wow, 5 weirdest things to do in Japan.
Whoa.
One.
Aquarius in a wine glass. That's how the Japanese do
Oh,
it.
you're drinking Pocari Sweat, Chris. What is
I
this?
know. That was
You betrayed them.
That was your vending machine downstairs.
The only real problem I have with the TikToks covering Japan is they're just flat out spreading wrong takes about some of the food establishments. They'll be like, don't go to McDonald's, go to Mossburger, yada, yada, yada.
Don't do
It's
that.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, well, no, Mossburger is just worse than McDonald's in Japan. It's just
Also
not.
takes 5 times longer to come
It's 5
out.
times longer. The nuggets are the only thing that is slightly better because they use like better chicken, but everything else is worse. And there's
Onion rings a bomb.
the onion ring. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
onion rings too. But like, there's some other stuff as well where they were like, oh, if you're in Japan and you're on vacation, don't go to a restaurant. Go to the Family Mart and get this microwave pasta. It's like, no, don't come to the Japan and get microwave food. Have the good stuff. It's cheap. It's
I think
affordable.
it's just the image of Japan's going to be one where everything's crazy and ridiculous. The shorts I see, it's always like really wacky or wild shit.
Yeah.
Saw one that got pushed to me the other day with like 1 trillion views, and it's like, I went to Japan's teddy bear cafe, and there's like a fucking hole in the wall, and a paw comes out. And
Oh,
just, like,
yeah.
touches you.
Aki made a video on that place.
Oh, part of the problem, Aki. God damn it. There's more to Japan than poor teddy bear restaurants. Probably.
Well, I just feel like Japan as a country is just tailor-made for
Content
like
creators.
That's a
online
gold mine of content.
Online content
Yeah.
creators.
I can't,
You know.
I can't talk. I've done.
well,
That's why Abroad in Japan exists.
career, Chris.
You'll get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
One time, because Kaho helps me get video ideas, and sometimes Kaho gives me some ideas that are like a bit much. And one time I'm having a conversation with Kaho, she's like, "Hey, so I have this video idea," and I'm like, "All right, cool. What's it?" It's like, "So, there's a lot of services for men out there, and I found one where it's for women." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like what?" She's like, "Well, there's a lot of services where men can get pleasured, but I found a place where women will get pleasured." And I was like, "Okay, so how do I? What am I filming?" She's like, "Well, it's a massage place, but at the end, the guy makes you come." And I was like, "How do I film this?" And she's like, "And I think the guy will let you join in if you want." I was like, "I'm okay with not doing that."
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, I'll pass. But another guy.
Oh, wait,
spoke-
what? Kaho going to it is what you're saying. Or you going to it and you using it as a service.
So I would go there and film, and then apparently the customer would be okay with letting whoever the presenter is do the thing.
It's a Connor dog video waiting to happen.
That's just, you're just a porn director.
Yeah,
at that point.
no, the porn star. It's like, what's, and then, so I said, I can't film that for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the offer, Kaho. And Kaho's a great sport about it. She's very funny. I'm like, Kaho, tell me every idea. Let's just go. And I'd rather you bring me the weird ideas and say no than not tell me. And be like, "Oh." But someone else did take up on the offer, and I had a chance to speak to him. And he was like, "Yeah, it's a bit awkward. Just sat in the corner of a room commentating while a woman got finger blasted." And then afterwards she offered to let him do it, and he was like, I'm okay. And then apparently her husband was just okay with it, or didn't really fully understand what was happening.
Right.
And I was like, but she was okay being on camera? He's like, yeah. It's kind of weird. And I was like, all right. Very strange.
Sounds like a brothel in disguise.
What? That's half of Japan.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Japan has so many brothels that are just hidden in plain sight.
Yep.
They're just there. It's
Then it-
insane. It's actually, like, I mean, even the fucking pub that we go to, you look across the road, there's like fucking flashing
That's
neon
true, yeah.
signs.
The biggest
like,
fucking soap land.
Hand jobs, $10. And it's like, and the bar and it comes like, oh, I'm having a shitty hand job.
They're not even inconspicuous about it. There's like 80,000 LEDs on that building.
It's crazy. It's like the most well lit up place in Yokohama. I haven't seen so many lights anywhere. It's just like, and it's in English. They got English menu, arimasu. Like, what?
Well, I don't think any content I'll be making will top that.
Yeah, no, that's hard.
Except I've got to make
Just
Taken
thought
for
you get a kick
Granted.
out of that.
You know how many
yeah.
fucking times we're like, what have you made?
Yeah, when
Taken
is
for
that
Granted?
happening? When is taking for
All right,
granted
all right,
happening?
Okay. Oh, when are
I'm
we
ready. I'm ready to strap you to
You
the bottom
ready?
of a plane, launch it into a volcano.
When are we skydiving? When are we skydiving? We did
Yeah, you
bungee
can do that,
jumping.
Garnt.
All right. Do you want to skydive?
No.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'll do take for
I
granted.
couldn't get him to go on a fucking children's zip line. He's not getting.
Children's what?
Children's zip
I
line.
couldn't get you on a children's zip zip line. I had to fight for my life to convince you.
That was a big gorge. I've done
fucking
zip lining. I've never been afraid, but then looking down 200 meters, I was like, this snaps. It's a quick game over.
Yeah, GG's.
But like,
That was my.
rather than actually make Take of a Guide, I thought it would be really funny to make like a trailer for Take of a Guide. Okay. And then you can have like all these action-packed moments where it's just like, you're walking home from Trash Taste, then you get like kidnapped and waterboarded or something. It's just a fantasy I have.
So you just want to, it's gone from like fucking bungee jumping to like just like torture.
Yeah, I just want to make a snuff film with you.
just like have a.
Can we get Joey in as an actor for me? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a body double, so I don't have to get waterboarded.
No, I'll be the one
myself.
pouring the water on you. I'm like, talk, damn it. Say you want to do this show.
What the fuck? No, I thought it'd be like a funny Mission Impossible style trailer-esque.
I see how it
Garnted
is.
movie, right? And you could have like a really funny 3-minute trailer with these cool moments, right?
Chris's new obsession is trailers, I think.
Yeah.
It is. I do like a good
I know you want to make content about all of the films that you feel or you have just watched.
Well, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, apart from Indiana Jones.
Garnt de-aged.
Yeah.
Literally just the same.
What is one of those Japanese
We spent $10 million
ads?
de-aging Garnt.
The trailer just
Literally the same.
randomly, there's like a flashback of just 12-year-old girl. Like, it makes no sense in the story. It's like, I just wanted to show off this cool
I
tech.
mean, if I was going to de-age Garnt,
Yeah.
just have a shave.
Probably shouldn't
That's
watch
like-
Oppenheimer then, should you?
Fuck's sake.
Well, I want to do that. I wanted to do it for like April Fools.
All right.
I was going to make a Netflix true crime thing about Trash Taste called, I think I told you last time, Bitter Taste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I was going to be like, they invited me
You
on
gotta have a
trips,
friendly
but then they
Scottish
stopped.
Yeah.
Or something.
friend.
You got a what?
You gotta have a friendly Scottish character now in it who's really well acted.
Really angry.
For sure.
Just because it's great.
But that's
Yeah.
my goal.
I mean, yeah, let's do it. Hit me up.
Oh.
Yo, you're in Tokyo now.
Now in Tokyo.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When we were on the cycle, every single day you'd be like, I can't wait to play Resident Evil 4 remake, and every day you'd be like, I've heard it. Everyone's saying it's the best thing ever made. Did you play it?
I played it for half an hour at Pete's. Then I had to go. and he
you
got
like-
really angry.
So,
Did you
yes,
like the 30
technically.
minutes?
It was good, yeah. Graphically great. A lot of effort though, isn't it? It was like, find the key. I was like, oh, fucking hell. I just want to shoot some
I was
zombies.
like, I've never seen you talk about a game and you being excited for it. And it
I
was
like
very
strategy
rare.
games where I can sit there with a pie and just sort of move like, oh, I have the tank go over there.
You basically mean chess.
Yeah. Like where I could sit, slowly digest a pile of food and then like have all the soldiers die.
Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Command and
Civilization.
Civilization, anything like that. Resident Evil,
You
it
like
was
sending
good.
people to their death, basically.
It's like, go on while I eat. Go on, man, while I eat my camembert.
I'm surprised you haven't brought up the fact I listened to Joseph Stalins.
Yeah, you did. So we were on the cycle and it was
what?
very tough. And Chris, for the first 2 days, was very like, hey guys, what's up? And then I think it got so difficult. It was very tough. It was so much harder than Hokkaido.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of rain.
There was a lot of rain. It was miserable. And then after we had the third and fourth days were just hell. And then after that, Chris was like a hikikomori on his Stalin audiobooks. It was like we didn't hear from Chris for the next 4 days. He would just cycle, and then occasionally, apparently, because his phone was connected to the car, when he would cycle closely to the car, the Stalin audiobook would start playing in the car. And it would be put on Pete's Steam. He'd be like, oh, well, so guys, we're going to go. And he'd be like, Stalin murdered 15,000 people because they dropped his handkerchief on the floor. And it was just like, what is he doing? What is motivating this man to cycle? What is his reason?
I was listening to Stalin's toils and ups and downs. I thought,
Why? Why was that you want to listen to on the cycle?
Because like for most of his life, Stalin was like living in.
Well, what
camps.
made you want to listen to all of this on the cycle pod?
I don't know. I thought he's had a rough time. Well, I'm making Stalin sound nice.
He said a rough time.
He had a rough time.
Before he became the undisputed fucking paramount leader of Russia, he was in like prison camps in Siberia for 20 years.
All right.
And I was
So-
listening to that thinking, if he could do that, I can get through today's cycle. That's like my thought process. But then it just got really bleak because by the second half of the book, when he becomes powerful, he's just like, if his friend says something he doesn't like, he's like, yeah, have him killed. And it's just like, just has him killed. And it's like, Stalin killed his friend, David. And like every fucking page, one of his friends was just being sent off to a concentration camp or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just like, this isn't fun. But it's still more fun than this fucking cycle.
You didn't like it?
The weather was bad.
The weather was
The
really
terrain
bad.
was brutal. Like the Hokkaido cycle. If you ever want to cycle for a week, do Hokkaido. Like
That's great.
Yeah.
beautiful sea. It was tough.
We had,
but
like,
the scenery
one
was
hill.
stunning. We did have like
I remember we made such a big fuss
We
about this
did.
hill in Hokkaido, and to be fair, it was tough. It
We
was
had
like
to
it
get
was
off.
like a 300-meter incline, and then in Kyushu we regularly had 400 or 500 meters, and we had a 700 one day. And when you
Goddamn.
check back the video of this one hill that never ends. It's like we were walking for 40 minutes on a vertical hill.
I
Basically.
remember. Yeah.
I remember that hill so distinctly because it just never ended, and that was pain. That was true suffering.
But not as bad as Stalin and his people.
But yeah, not as bad as what Stalin did.
No.
And
But that was why I listened to that, I think. I needed to get through it.
That was your
I need to take
motivator.
my mind somewhere. I don't know what to listen to. What would you listen to, Garnt? if you
Not
did-
a fucking
Not
Stalin
a
audio
fucking
book.
text-to-speech, losing my mind.
I needed something.
I need some. I don't know. I had a playlist of songs I would listen to before I went on stage just to hype me up.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like Carpenter Brute just to be like, let's just get the adrenaline running.
Yeah.
You know.
I started every day's cycle with listening to music. The one song I always used was Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind & Fire. It's like dun 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 dun.
It does hype you up. It does hype you up.
That is the start of a great day.
And I'm like, yeah, it's so happy now. And then I
Yeah, there was a
felt
buffer
crap.
window. He did not interact with Chris for the first 2 hours of the morning until he's fully woken up.
I need the whole Earth, Wind & Fire album
yeah,
to get through the fucking cycle.
It was such
Boogie
a-
Wonderland is the song.
Boogie Wonderland is a great.
That's a
song.
good track,
It
yeah.
was a tough cycle. That was a tough one. I think we'll definitely change some things for the next one.
Yeah.
Like e-bikes.
E-bike,
Yeah, car.
teleportation.
A motorbike.
Just get a moped.
Just get a moped, yeah.
No,
Moped
it's kind of
trip.
fucked because like we picked a time where it like didn't rain much, and it was just we just got fucked by some weird rainstorm that come from the south.
It was horrific.
It was horrible that one day.
Because you're hot and sweating like this temperature now, but you've got rain mixing with the sweat. So you feel like
Yeah.
you're drowning, especially when you've got your gear on, you're cycling.
A
Yeah.
third day,
You
I
have to
remember,
really
yeah.
go to a very special place to get through that. You have to take your
Only
mind elsewhere.
Stalin can get.
Dude, I had
It's a
like,
Stalin
I had
Siberian
Navy
wasteland.
SEAL people donating me like, yes, this reminds me of my Navy SEAL training. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just trying to cycle. He's like, yeah, it feels awful, but you have to just keep going. And I was like, oh my god.
You know what got me through a Stalin audiobook?
Shit, because there's no part of your body that's comfortable in that. It was like because when it
And
drizzles,
you fell off twice,
I fell off twice as well. That was just miserable.
and that looked painful.
Yeah, my leg was all fucked
And I had to cheer you
and-
up one day, and
Well,
everyone
that
was
was
like,
the day, yeah.
Chris is so nice, he's cheering Connor up.
Because I was miserable.
'Cause
I
you like-
just wanted to stop.
Yeah, you looked like you were going to stop or just implode.
Well, because like I think any sane person doing that who wasn't on camera would just call it a day there, and I think any
Yeah.
sane person just wouldn't. You'd see that level of rain, and you'd be like, no, well, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Because it was the kind of rain where, if it drizzles or it rains normally, you get a little bit wet. Maybe your hair gets wet, your clothes get a little bit damp, but your shoes aren't like waterlogged, and you're not like soaked, and because you're moving and it's constantly like that. But that was the kind of rain where. I remember this so distinctly. There was this bridge that we started. Do you remember this bridge? It's a really long bridge, about 1 kilometer long. And I remember we started because it was the start of the bridge was the start. And by the end of this bridge, I was completely soaked. My
remember
feet
actually, yeah.
were soaked. They were fully like waterlogged.
Yeah, you get your
Every
that's
single-
the worst thing. Your
Every
feet wet,
single
right?
part of the body was soaked.
It was 10 minutes in. It was already like your feet's in the River Thames.
And then your glasses, you can't fucking see anything because you got water on your glasses, or it's just like everything's miserable. And then the worst part, I don't know if you remember this, but I got really cold. I started getting really, really cold towards the end of the day, and to the point where I was like shivering for like the past 2 hours, and I was like, I don't know what to do because I can't get warm. Because to get warm, I need to dry, and then what's the point drying when I'm going to
Didn't you
cycle?
threaten to piss yourself to get warm?
I was actually this close away from pissing myself because I was so cold.
Right.
And it was to the point where I thought I was cold, where I was like, I think I would have bad health consequences if I was out for like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I think we had 20 kilometers left where I was really feeling faint. I was like, let's just do it. Let's just finish this. And I'm being in McDonald's.
I thought you meant let's just piss yourself.
Honestly,
I'm done.
I was desperate because I was like, I got to do something. And I remember being in the McDonald's afterwards, just depressed because I was still obviously, even when you've been cold for like a few hours, even if you change clothes and get warm, it's kind of weird. Your body doesn't quite heat up as fast.
Yeah, you're like kind of cold to the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
and so it was kind of weird because I was just in this McDonald's feeling like shit, and then I was just But Chris was full of joy because Chris said,
Was I?
I remember the menu came out and you were like, well, it was a good day. It wasn't that bad that day. And I was like, and I just felt like shit because we were also at McDonald's.
And you got the wrong burger.
And then they fucked up my order. And that was last day. But they also fucked up my order that day as well. It was not good. Not a good streak of
I
McDonald's.
can't hear. It's like a Christopher Nolan film. What is he saying?
Yeah, I ordered on the fucking app. But yeah, that was a grueling one. I think we're going to change a few things for the next one.
But these are the moments that define the year.
It's true.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
true.
Dying in a
I'll
bike
never
or
forget
fucking chess
that
boxing.
fucking
Or,
cycle.
Yeah.
you know. I don't know.
Suffering is what you remember a lot.
Well, it's got like type 2 fun, right?
Type 2 fun.
Yeah,
It's
type
fun
2
where you
fun.
look back on.
When you look back on
fun
it.
in the moment. It's not fun in the moment, but then when you look back on it, you're like, that was fun.
Who named it Type 2?
I don't know.
That's quite good. I like that.
Type
Because it's easy to look back
Sounds
on
like
something.
an affliction.
Well, yeah, but
He's got Type 2 fun.
how often have you done something that you remember distinctly was shit, right? And then you look back on it and you're like, that was fun. You're like, no, Connor, don't lull yourself into thinking that was fun. That was not fun.
That was not fun.
The idea of it again was fun, and the highlights were fun, but it was shit.
Yeah.
I can just see you on your cycle, like next cycle fun. It's like, I'm having such type 2 fun right now.
Fucking hell.
I mean, it was all worth it to see Pete on a bike for 3
5
minutes.
seconds.
Yes.
I can do it. I believe.
That was so good.
Did well for the
He cycled
1
like
minute he
10
was on it.
kilometers,
10
which
kilometers.
is pretty good. 10
Nice.
kilometers less I didn't need to do, so I was very happy.
Yeah, life, just a bunch of memories.
It is.
Yeah.
The weeks where I'm just sat indoors doing the same shit, the ones you forget. It's when
Yeah.
you get out and put yourself through hell that you remember it, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, that's been this episode of Trash Taste. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it away, Joey.
Hey, look at all these patrons, though. You see them all, Chris? Point to one.
Oh, look at that one bought my book. And that
Did
one
he?
there. He
Wow.
and she bought my
All right.
book.
Oh my God! Hey,
Wow.
if you want to buy Chris's book, then we'll leave that in the description.
Yeah.
And also follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/trashtaste.
I might see you guys in the UK.
Yeah, hell
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Come to our live show in London, guys.
Yeah,
There's still
Chris will be
tickets
there.
available on trashtaste23.com.
Yeah.
See you
I'll be
there.
going.
Also,
see you
follow
there.
us on
See you
Twitter,
later.
send us
Sure.
memes on the subreddit, and if you hit our face, listen to us on Spotify. And well, we'll see Chris again sometime in about 9 months from now.
Always a pleasure to see you guys.
Cheers.
With your empty
Same
wine
to you.
glasses
Alright,
and my
cheers.
tacky Aquarius.
Alright.
Good to see you all guys.
All right.
I'm gonna do the Sea Dog VA warming technique now.
All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, no.
Bye.